Renars podcast.
What's up? What's up? So we have in this amazing chat, we have Anisha Gibbs. What's up, girl?
What's happening?
What do you think? What do you think? What kind of place is this?
I knew you had it.
Hi,
I knew I liked you for a reason.
Doosh. Listen, I can go straight away why we're actually getting along so well, because we both come from dancers' background. It's all about dancing. I just checked out your videos, man. Used to be good.
What happened?
Yeah, I still good.
I know.
Are you still good?
I can hang.
We tried salsa. You're pretty good at salsa.
I'm nasty at salsa.
You're nasty.
I was leading you. That's how good I was. Bring that control panel over here. I need one. This isn't fair.
How about that one?
I like that.
You like that
very
one?
magical.
It's very, very, very magical. So yeah, stunt performer. How many years now?
I think 10.
Shit. Another thing, what do we have in common? I'm going to have 10 next year.
Yeah, I think this was my 10th. I always used to say like 7. And then I counted.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, whoa, I'm way past that.
Just about your age, right? Yeah, I'm in the early 30s.
No, honey, I don't lie about this girl's
early
age.
30s.
My age is cute.
And then so I qualified for BSR, in UK we have this British Stunt Register thing. That for me is like when I started. When do you started from like pretty much first job, because you guys don't have any kind of things you need to qualify or shit.
Right.
Yeah, so what was your first job?
My first job was Altered Carbon on Netflix. It was my first doubling job, and I was on, it was in Vancouver. And it was pretty sick because I have a martial arts background. I have 2 black belts. I have first degree in...
Do you wear them all the time? Both of them?
At the same time.
Just to show you got 2.
I'm like,
Bro.
Get at me. So I have Taekwondo, Kempo. My dad's a boxer. I grew up fighting, grew up doing it, but not thinking it could be a job.
Did you say to other kids when you were a kid, it's like, my dad's going to beat up your dad?
Oh, I tell everybody my dad's going to whoop everybody's ass in here. Be like, watch when my dad gets here. And my dad's about that life, too. He'll show up like, who? And I'll be like, him right there.
He would actually do that?
Oh, my dad would get buck with kids. Because at that time, too, you kind of could, it wasn't like a thing like nowadays.
He'd
be like, you talking to my daughter like that?
Hook, just break their neck. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, whoa.
Now everyone knows who's my
Massive
daughter.
hooks.
Jeez.
To second graders.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so I grew up doing that. Picked up dance. Decided to move to LA for a dance career. I was on tour, traveling. Got my social work degree in the midst of all that. And then became a professional dancer. Did that for about a couple years as well, 8+ years probably. And then went through a little breakup. And then within that breakup, I was like, I have so much time on my hands. And I remember people telling me to go train and kind of do stunts. And I was like, I don't have time for that. I'm trying to be on stage. I'm trying to be glitz and glam. And then finally, I just had spare time. I didn't have to go home to anybody. I didn't have to answer to anybody. So I started training at a place it was called White Lotus at the time, but now it's Jam, Joining All Movements. Met a gentleman named Vlad Rimberg. He put together a fight for me. Because when I came in to take class, I was like, wham, and everybody was like, excuse me, who are you?
Yeah, because you know your shit. You've done it for so long.
And it was new to me, so I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, ugh. So they were super sweet, got me together. We made a fight video. And then within 4 months of me training, I booked Altered Carbon. So I was kind of... Even though I have the background, I was kind of thrown into it at the same time.
Yeah. But then how did it happen? Someone suggested you? Was there an audition?
Vlad Rimberg, Larnell Stovall needed a girl.
Vlad the Strong.
That's my guy.
Vlad the Monster. Vlad.
So yeah. put the boo button for you right now.
Which one?
No, that wasn't good.
This one?
The crickets. Off of your Vlad jokes. Yeah, there you go.
No fly jokes. When I used to compete, we had like these hip hop competitions and stuff. I did hip hop and I did karate at the same time. And I literally came up with this concept that I can dance hip hop and make moves snappier and stronger and faster, just like I would do katas or the forms in karate. And I remember some of the dancers saw that, they're like, what the fuck? That's kind of new. Like this guy just kind of like goes like, pam, pam, and like just, Did you feel that when did you realize you can put together the martial arts and the dancing? Was it helping to each other? Did you feel that?
I feel like mine more so helped with catching choreography.
Yeah.
From doing martial arts all my life, teaching all my life. And then once I remember going into high school and I was a junior and all the seniors, like they was like banging out choreo. And I was just hitting it. And because martial arts, you have to be so clean, I was very clean with my movements, but I was also very, like you just said, like I was very explosive.
Yep.
I was like always like so dramatic compared to everybody else. Like
super
dramatic.
landing.
Yes.
Superhero landing.
Every time. So I think that's what caught my friends' eyes and people that were in class. It was like, who's this freshman, sophomore, junior, like learning all this stuff quick. And so
in your career, have you met some other, like, what would you say, ex-dancers, but they pick up martial arts and then they're like, wow, they're pretty good?
Yeah. One of the guys, his name is Remy. He used to dance for Pink.
Yeah.
I think he's French. My bad, Rem, if you're not French, but I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
So he was a dancer. It was actually a lot of people that I didn't realize also did stunts because I met them through dance. And they would be like, come do stunts. I'm like, go away.
Yeah.
And then once I got into it, I was like, oh, that's why so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so was telling me to do it. And especially once I got my first check, I was like, what
That's
am
what
I?
we just about to go to. Because dancers,
thinking?
as soon as they figured out how much fucking stunties make, and they're like, oh shit, I'll need to bust my ass off like for how many tours and days just to make that cash.
Yeah.
And then and that's why we have a lot of ex-dancers in a stunt industry. But the interesting thing is, I really like when dancers do that transition and you can see like these advantages picking up choreos and whatever. But what kind of annoys me that a lot of these performers, they keep still dancing while they're fighting. So when you see them kicking, for example,
you can tell that they haven't
pointy toes and all that shit. And you like someone who comes from TKD background, you know exactly how to kick, but you can do that still as like a kind of dancey, smooth in the rhythm, and you can do that shit.
Right.
So I've seen probably like, I could count on my hands like how many dancers who transitioned, and when they do their first fights, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, you could see it all over.
Yeah, straight away. And some of them, they're just so stiff as well, like kind of like about to do a pirouette or something. It's like, but some of them adopt, some of them still shit.
But it's true though. It's I was gonna say just like in fighting, but just like in dance. You're not gonna be smooth unless it's like in you. You can't really explain it either.
Yeah.
So like I feel like with fighting, sometimes the transition from dancer to fighter or whatever background the person has, you can just see.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, you just got here.
Yeah.
But kudos, you're working hard. You're doing, whoever's doing what they're doing is it's all good.
Yeah.
But you can, like you said, you could tell by the kicks. You can tell if the hip's not turned. You can tell if the punch like just goes real wide. They're here with it.
That's pretty cool. It's like it's hard to find someone who on the same page and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's interesting stuff. But either way, dancing definitely helps for people to pick up the choreos. And like the way you say, someone who also used to teach dancing, you know how to break it down. You know like how to explain, and that is very important.
Yeah, I think the explanations, explaining in dance, and then also just like learning how other people learn. Oh. Because you can know how to teach, but if you only know one way to teach and then you get an actor that doesn't learn that way, like what are you going to tell them? Like, suck it up, do what I'm telling you to do? Like some situations, some situations you can, but for the most part, I liked growing up doing martial arts and then also teaching martial arts and teaching dance. Like it's just different energies, still the same. I got a lot of my discipline from martial arts. So when I bring that over to teaching dance, I was a lot, I would always come in very strict and very like resting bitch face. And then they're like, oh shit. And then, then you work your way down and
Speaking of strict,
soften up.
on your Insta, nobody
Instagram.
cares, work harder. Fucking love that. Honestly, I love that.
That's my favorite quote of all time.
Yeah, it's just, when people say like, oh, I wish I want to be like, I want to be like you. I wish I could be like you. Bitch, go train. Why are you wasting your time talking to me right now?
Wasting your time talking to me, or the excuses. The excuses are crazy. Sometimes I'm just like,
Wait. Excuses. Give it up to excuses. Yeah, humans are amazing in creating them.
And when you're not about it, and when sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I could be doing the same thing as you right now, making excuses, but I'm not.
It's a waste of time. I'm wasting my time.
It's a huge waste of time. It's a waste of energy.
Yeah.
It's a waste of space. Such a negative space to be into, because it's like, people talk about manifesting and putting things out there. Like it starts with also the way I don't think people realize the way they speak about situations.
Yeah.
Like not only do you have to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and I'm strong, I'm brave, I'm rich. Like you still have to speak it within your life, not just manifest once a week.
And you say the energy, like there's such an energy vampires. Those people who come over like, oh my God, I can't do this because of my groin, and I can't do this because of my this. I kind of just like, and I know I have, people like when I start training for the register, like we need to do all those disciplines. And I start training later than they, and some of them still haven't qualified freaking 10 years later, because every time I meet them, oh yeah, I'm just my shoulder, I was like, oh, this one is like, oh man.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I used to involve myself a little bit. Like when I would hear somebody give me excuses, I used to feel a need to have to like fix it. I'm like, they must be telling me this for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what are we doing to fix that? Like, what's X, Y, and Z? And sometimes they're like, wait, whoa, like, I'm not asking you for all that. So I had to also learn how to take myself out of other people's situations and let them vent, and then work my way around how much I actually want to listen to them vent on a regular, how much I want that type of energy around me. Before, like I said, I used to try to fix it. And now I'm like, you know what?
I give them like 2 or 3 strikes. When I see, the third time you're saying something else, it's like, dude, I have no time for you.
Yeah, you keep hearing the same thing. It's like,
exactly.
It gets boring.
Yeah, because it can be benefit of doubt. Sometimes I come up with some excuses or shit as well.
Absolutely, me too.
Hey.
Queen of them.
There you go. So England, how are you enjoying it? Don't finish your drink. But don't you
I'm
like?
just happy my hair is nice today and hasn't been rained on.
So nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. Like I understood what I was getting myself into. The fogginess is crazy. Like when that little bit of sun comes out, you really appreciate it.
Like on a film set.
It's like that little bit of heat. You get so excited.
Yeah, and this project we're in a project together now for how long? 4 or 5 months.
I think I came in a little late.
Yeah, you came a little bit later. We were so excited. They said like, oh, Nisha's gonna come over.
I can tell you guys were excited.
I was so excited. But it didn't take long for us to figure out who you are, and I was like, yeah, she's cool. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like instead of trying to play something or whatever, you're just like, oh, do this and do this. And one of the things I noticed that you're cool, that you would not be sitting around when we would be doing shit. Because, on a workshop, we need to move boxes or whatever. You always jump in, you always help. And so that's, for me, straight away shows that, you understand how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel
and
like
it's
that's
boring
etiquette.
just to sit there as well.
And I feel like it's etiquette, too. Like,
yeah, it's etiquette.
Like, that's like stunts 101.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get up to move some shit, then you're trash as a person.
100%.
Or at least pretend to move stuff. I pretend sometimes. I'm like... hold on to one box for a really long time, like try to figure it out.
Or I like when someone is moving mats and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right behind them, like, oh, you got it. You got it.
You got it. You got it. Oh, they got it.
They got it.
Yeah,
right.
but I was here. That's what's up. Listen, I don't even know what to talk about. There's so many cool things we can discuss. Dancing and fighting and did you compete much Like, what was the last time you actually competed, like, fighting? Did you busted some people up?
Yeah, I got bronze in Junior Olympics for Taekwondo, and then I got silver at Junior Olympics.
Were you knocking people
Taekwondo.
out or just tapping them to get the points?
Why don't we spar and we'll find out.
Yeah, well, but then
we could be.
But then you're not going to be.
We could be Tyson and Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, yeah. But
I don't know which one I want to be though.
But then who's going to be telling your story? Because you probably won't be able to talk afterwards.
This is how it starts.
Hey,
We're gonna have a backyard fight. We're gonna start promoting it.
Oh God, I felt
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I felt so sad after like this Tyson's fight. I don't know. I turned on in the morning and I just like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I get it. Money.
That's just
Money runs the world.
money.
And then I heard, I want to say it was Joe Rogan. Not sure.
Oh shit! Hail! By the way, if you mention Joe Rogan's name on this podcast, hail Joe Rogan. You have to say that.
I'm
Sorry.
not gonna do that, but he's cool. He it was his voice on an Instagram clip. You know how like people alter things, change things, but the clip said that there was a specific contract that if pretty much Mike Tyson lasted all the rounds, that's the most money he could have made.
All right.
Like, so if he were to actually knock him out in round one, that's the least amount of money he could have made.
If Mike Tyson would knock Paul or other way around?
If Mike Tyson knocked out Jake Paul.
Sorry. Yeah.
Round one.
Yeah. No money for him.
Ooh, gas.
Ew.
Did you guys hear that?
Jesus.
You didn't hear that.
A lady in the shed.
At least I moved my mouth. Yeah, because I forgot we're on these mics, so you hear it all.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good.
Don't worry.
But yeah, like I was saying, so if he knocks him out first round, that's the least amount of money he can earn.
Yeah.
But if he lasts all 8 rounds, supposedly that's the most money he can earn. And then they were saying how Jake Paul picked the judges, but I'm like, he put it together. Of course he's gonna pick the judges. I'll pick the judges too.
I don't know, it's kind of, there's certain things where I kind of thought it was quite nice, like in the very end, like it could see that Paul could knock him out. That he's like barely kind of like stammering and stuff. And then he's like, no, I have a respect towards you and that I'm rather not. And I thought it was kind of beautiful, kind of sad. It was like.
Right. If it was all genuine.
Yeah.
Then yes. But it's like, what's not an act and what's an act? Like everything's such a show for everybody. So I'm like, oh, you probably knew he's gonna get like that. Now you're going easy on him for people to like you. But hey, I mean, we're talking about him. I don't even know the man.
Yeah.
So
and that's in general like
right.
Like the fighting, you know, the MMA versus boxing and just like just ticket sales and some people would say like it's kind of loses the whole the beauty of martial arts. But then wait, as long as they sell the tickets, as long as the people are interested to see it, like so why not? So that's also like integrity versus, you know, like actual sports and actual fighting. I don't know.
And I'm not mad at I think one of the guys, somebody that was a host, they were talking and they was just saying like he just did this. He found a different route to get to that. He didn't necessarily have to go through the ranks of boxing. And I mean, people can clown him if he's good or bad, but he just found another avenue to get to where he wanted to be. And as creators, I'm like, that's how I am. I'm not going to go the normal route.
Yeah.
Especially if I feel like I can see something that somebody else can't. And that's how it starts.
True.
You have a vision. They probably looked at him like, you're going to fight who? Stop.
Yeah.
You're going to fight Mike Tyson? So I just feel like probably nobody believed him and he just kept his head in it and he figured it out. And
yeah, that's a beautiful point what you mentioned about as a creator. Like nowadays, you know, when you say creator, people straight away understand content creator. Create something what is original, what is different. And you've been quite a busy bee, aren't you? Is it like every day you try to do a video?
It's just when I feel like it, and if I'm like legit by myself in the house, like full on do my little thing, like instead of going out at night.
What is it? What, like, because I do create content very, very, like the most consistent content what I create is like when I do my podcast, right? And there for me more is idea. I just literally want to bring these ideas out, what I discuss with these people, and I think it's a very valid and I'm just hopeful. And there's so many people already like saying, "Oh, Renars, this is a great thing. What do you do?" And I really enjoy that. But with the things of like creating like some funny stuff, whatever, I'm up and down. Like sometimes I have nothing for like 3 weeks. Then I have like in 2 days I have everything. And I'm just so funny and excited. And like I start doing the fake influencer stuff. It's like, oh my God, guys, follow me. If I can make it, anyone can make it. I start doing this in Bali and stuff. And people say like, this is quite funny. But then I would just stop it. Because I just like didn't feel,
Yeah.
So how do you feel with that? Like, again, it's up and down. And
Well, I do have my waves. Like when I first got here, I was like, I'm gonna do a video every day.
Yeah.
And I was getting it, and then I burnt myself out.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 weeks, I've just been like, ugh. And then it's sometimes if you don't keep up with your editing, and I have so many videos backed up, and then I could be in the groove, like edit like 5 videos, but then they all need some type of correcting. And if you let it sit for a week, you're like, shit, what did I have to fix in that one video? And then it's kind of like, do I really feel like going back? And then I start creating more content, and then you kind of, it's just hard to like keep up with it all.
So what if you have a crew who does that shit for you? Just film it, and then they're like literally send a message saying like, this is my idea, show me if you guys can do it. Because I think like for podcasts as well, I have now finally an editor who actually pushes me because they want their money, right? So they're like, hey, where's the next podcast? And I'm like, okay. So do you think that would help you?
Yeah, I think it will. I've been just trying to think of my next steps and creating longer content, creating a little more skit versions. And and fighting is a beautiful thing because I use a lot of my fights on Instagram are like silly or like very relatable. Like me and a friend of mine were fighting over a remote. For my birthday, I did a fight video of my friend trying to smash my face into the cake. And I was like, oh yeah?
So relatable. Almost every day that happens.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On every birthday. Nobody tries to hit you with cake on your birthday?
I never had a birthday. I never celebrate birthday.
I was going to say.
No one comes to my birthdays.
That's what I thought. I'm smashing cake in your face. That is sad. That's why you didn't even know. You're like, what? Who does that?
Dude, on my 40th, I literally made sure that no one knows that I have a birthday. And all day I was just like kind of whatever. I don't know. I was struggled to accept that I'm 40, but I don't celebrate birthdays in general because I think it's quite fake. And I took off my Facebook as well because that's the only place where people know where the fuck is your birthday. Because like none of the other social medias they would know, or someone like very desperate they put a story. I'm just getting ready for my birthday. So then they were like, oh, it's your birthday. Oh my god. But it's all fake. It's like I know like just very close people know when my birthday is. And then on 40th, one of my friends knew about it and they did a surprise party 3 days later. So
That's
I thought,
perfect. Because you thought everybody forgot and left it alone.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my God, I remember.
This is so nice. I love it so much. He's a hater on Instagram all week talking about, fuck my birthday, fuck everybody.
The day before, I actually said to one of my other friends, like, yeah, I thought he knew. I totally forgot.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah, but I think they felt obliged. They felt they have to do it. Okay, going back to content creation, it's a crazy, like living in Bali, I meet all these, content creators and these starving content creators who, like, if they don't get enough, like, whatever likes, exposure, whatever, they literally cannot afford their lifestyle, and some of them get in depression. Some of them really struggle with their shit because like they need to come up with this creative stuff. Imagine if you're an artist and every other day you need to draw this beautiful painting and you don't have muse, you don't have inspiration, you don't feel it, but you have to do it. That's when it becomes freaking scary, first of all. And second of all, then you just lose the whole idea that I'm actually doing it for fun.
Right.
So.
And that's why I love my dual lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I go to work and I go to set and I love film. I love watching everybody work. It's like it's the same but different. And then I go home and then I make my content if I feel like it. If I don't, I'm not depending on it. But I also want to match my day rate with my social media rate. Like get the same amount of income. Because at first when I started it, like, it was just for fun. Like, I just genuinely like being silly and having that outlet. And then other people liked it as well. And I was already doing it. So I was like, oh, people thought this was funny. And one of my videos just blew up. And I was like, oh, cool. Just kept doing it. And then a friend of mine, he was, there was a content creator program. You get so much money a month. Sign up for the like there's programs like that now. It's just crazy how everything has changed. Like, instead of millions and billions of dollars into advertisements, they just give it to content creators. And people don't realize social media, you can get 10K for a post, you can get 5K for a post, you can get 1,000 for a post.
Yeah.
If you can get some free stuff, you can get $100. Like anything is possible on social media. And you don't even need a big following.
I think people now understand that more because this has been around now for a while.
Oh, because when it first came out, ooh, everybody was hating.
Yeah,
you. No,
one of my really good mates, we used to perform together as dancers, performers. He became influencer, whatever, with fashion. Now he has almost like 2 million followers. And the shit he would tell me, like, they would fly him to freaking Monaco, 5 stars, whatever, for one post. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? And on top of it, they pay him. Yeah. I'm like, and this is like, it's beautiful, it's scary, it's, probably difficult for you to relate. Like, when Latvia, where I'm from, so when we got out of Soviet Union, we all of a sudden now, we have to think for ourselves. We have to make our own decisions. This is kind of similar, like when it's totally things are changing. When we're moving from one what's normal to next, oh shit, this is totally different. Yeah, and it makes perfect sense. Like, I used to study marketing and stuff. Like, why would you as a company spend all that money putting those billboards, whatever, if you can get one person who is exactly in your niche, does exactly what you want, and sells your product? Perfect. Yeah.
And like we said, you can have 10K followers. That's still 10K more viewers than a billboard. So.
Yeah. So what do you think about this whole concept? Also, like we can talk about podcasts as well. Like, for example, Joe Rogan, who you mentioned earlier. Hell, Joe Rogan.
I was about to say.
It's so huge now, the podcasts, and he's one of the, front man with a big flag, but there are so many podcasts. And would you say that in States, you can feel that people start less trusting what we see in like mainstream media, and they actually start more trusting like individual sources like these podcasts?
Yeah, I think that when it first started, like you said, it was like a niche, and like there was only a couple people doing it. Not a couple, but there was a handful. And now you turn around and everybody's doing it or wanting to do it or trying to do it. I mean, and as you should, because there's space for everybody. Somebody wants to hear what you have to say. Somebody wants to talk shit about what we're talking about. Somebody's gonna watch,
and somebody's gonna talk shit about what we talking about.
I can't wait.
Especially about that hairdo.
Leave a comment.
Everyone, leave a comment about that thing. Yeah, but where I was going with this, that they are...
people using social media as their news outlets and
but
stuff?
also, like, in general, like, we don't have this influence from a higher man, what is happening in news and whatever you see, like, brought to you by Pfizer, all that kind of stuff. It's scary how... It can be controlled, the narrative, like, okay, so whoever owns like this newspaper, whatever, that's what they're going to choose what is going to be posted. Right. So the truth is not going to be out there, right?
Right.
And that is the craziest thing. And growing up, again, in Latvia, like, we didn't even assume that news could be influenced and could be something done. It's like, it's crazy. But then you see, 100% it can. Whoever gives the money and
whoever gives the money, yeah.
It's insane.
And we was talking about this the other day. A bunch of my friends, when we used to vote, we used to sit around the table, grab some drinks. We used to all take a question or a candidate, look them up, pros and cons, and then triple check our facts, because whoever's paying for that ad is paying for those pros and cons.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was like, it was pretty cool to do that with a group of friends and everybody's trying to like level up. It was like a beautiful thing for our friendship, instead of just always like going out, hanging out, going to movies, this, that, and third. Shout out to my friends. LA.
Hey.
But yeah, so you finding out who. But yeah, so.
Yeah, elections right now happening was crazy. I had a rant, like a little chat with my friend from Santa Barbara. So I called him up and he's like, I was like, what's up? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm quite like still upset. About what? Oh, about elections that Kamala didn't win. And I was like, who is looking just from outside. I was like, I thought it's much better. Do you have, Trump now? Like, isn't that much better? And then he's like, no, but that's going to happen. But then we were talking about as well, like this idea of like how informed the public is, right? And then even if they would like to look up this information, they would look up the news, whatever, and how truth it is, and how credible that is. And then so that they can at least go to these podcasters and talk about that.
Yeah, that's what's really hard. Because it's like you don't know what's real, you don't know what's fake. It's the two lesser of, like, I don't know. I feel like they both have their big cons.
Yeah, and they keep saying like just choose the best out of the worst, two horrible options.
Yeah, what is it? The two are evils, or
best out of two evils. Yeah,
something like that.
Oh man, politics. Fuck politics. What else?
And to be honest, that's why, because of the information is so like you can go anywhere with it. I tend to avoid politics. Not tend to. I avoid politics on my page. Anything like that, I'm like, let me just keep it happy over here. Because it is nice sometimes. Like, I can read comments and people are like, I've been waiting for you to post. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
I have nothing in my life happening.
I've been waiting for Neesh Nation. But it's like, because people will say things like, like, oh, all this news and it's so overwhelming and you just want to laugh, you just want to smile. And then you get something like that, you're like, oh, finally somebody.
Yeah.
And that's me.
Yeah, but then at the same time, there is a real world out there, and then it's hit you in the face, and you, oh shit, I need to talk about adult stuff. I wish we can just live all the time in those hee hee ha ha world.
Yeah, but like we said, like adult stuff, that's not my page.
Adult stuff.
That's not on my page.
Adult stuff is not on my page.
Not on my page. There's no adulting on my page.
I love that. Let's have a little break.
Blah, blah, blah. Renars podcast.
We are back.
Can you see my knee?
Yeah, maybe. Can you lower? Oh, wait. Do we have a sound effect? No. Wait, do it again. Wait. And 3, 2, 1, action.
That was a little early, but
yeah, it was way too early. Timing, film industry. What do you say? What do you like the most about being in the film industry?
I love the most that every time we come to set, it's something completely different. It's out of the ordinary. We're playing pretend. One day I have a sword and a knuckle duster, and the next day I'm hanging from a safe that's hanging from a helicopter that's about to drop me on a roof.
Would you say that you are all about variety, that you like different things, that life is just too fucking goddamn short if we not trying different things?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm that one. A lot of people ask me, they're like, do you miss home? And I always say, I'm absolutely not.
Where do you think home is?
I'm a nomad.
Hey, baby. Would you say that home
where
is...
I lay this.
What about home is where your people are?
I think home for me, because I'm comfortable and safe with myself and I'm confident in myself and I love me. So I personally feel like my home is where I'm at. I'm a very in the moment person. I try not to go too far in the present, too far in the past, especially like if I'm in a work environment. Because this whole year I've been like super busy. I was in France. I was in Nice at the beginning of the year. Did Nice, UK before that, Nice, Australia, back here. And everybody's like, wow, like you just did the whole year. You didn't. I'm like, I feel like I keep the people around me also that support what I do. Like, no, I don't have anybody that's like, you're not coming home for Christmas? Oh, like my friends act like that, you know, like just real quick, like, oh, bitch, like, and I'm like, whatever, bitch, I miss you. And that, but it's all like, it's very empowering. And I get it a lot from my parents too, because my mom and dad, they didn't give two fucks about a holiday. My birthday, like, we'll celebrate a couple weeks after, especially Thanksgiving, because I'm always working or I'll be busy. My mom's like, we'll do it when you come home. Like, it's just dinner.
That's cool.
So I love that about them, and that helped me be able to do what I love and not have people at home making me feel bad about doing what I'm doing. Like my mom and dad were always like, just go, do it. We'll hang when you get back. We'll do whatever we get back. But I'm super close to my parents as well. It's like, I talk to them.
Give it up to your mom and dad. What's their names?
Gary and Kitty. Oh.
Gary and Kitty.
Mama Kitty.
Woo. That's awesome. I could totally relate to that with my mom, especially. My mom, she was always just do whatever makes you happy. Dad was come home and marry a local lady, make a bunch of kids, and be responsible.
It's funny. I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, I got a lot of different things from my parents. Because, like, that's how my dad was. Like, I would go out. Like, if I told my dad I was moving to L.A., he's like, yeah, right. No, you're not.
Because you grew up where?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Little
Where's
Rhodey.
that?
It's on the East Coast. Close to, like, 4 hours from New York.
Oh, gotcha.
45 from Boston.
Did I told you about the Kill Devil Hill place in North Carolina that I went there?
Oh, yeah, I said it sounded racist. I was like...
And I was like, why would she say that? Why did it sound racist?
Kill Devil.
It's the name of the fucking place.
And it sounds racist. I was like, this sounds very scary. I don't ever want to go there.
You should just go and protest the freaking name of the place. Racist.
People do
Take
that.
it down. So yeah,
take it down.
North Carolina, and I went there, and I remember one Sunday we went to the water park. I love that water park. It was massive. And then we went to this like a buffet place, and all those people were coming from church, and they just like annihilated that place and ate all the food.
Yeah, you know the States with their big gulps.
I could not. I was like, the size of portions.
The portions are insane.
It's crazy.
You know what I've realized too, being out here, every time I ask for takeaway,
yeah,
they're like, we just have foil. I'm like, y'all ain't got a box for me? Like, I don't, because the portions are decent, you kind of don't need a takeaway or to-go container because you finish it.
Yeah, what places you go? Like the local kebab shops or some shit? I go to places where they have doggy bags all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Jeez.
I go to good restaurants, so I don't know.
How about your people? So would you say like, I can relate also with myself. Totally cool, individual, love myself. No one else does. Perfect. What's up? But how important would you say like is the people around you? Because like I need at least like a couple people who are like on the same page with the same.
Agree.
Shit.
My people are extremely important to me. Like, I love my circle. I love my LA family. I love my Rhode Island family. My parents, my sister, she just had a baby. Like, that's my little Khalil, best auntie ever. Annie looks like me. Shout out to my sister. That's a hater. She's gonna love that clip. But it's just different people fuel me and recharge me. So it's nice because it was actually funny. I was talking to Carla the other day, a couple weeks ago, and when I first got here, I was doing good. And
Give it up for amazing Carla.
Carla, that's my girl.
Yeah, she's our goddess in the office of this project
like
we're doing
the
at the
mother.
moment. Yeah, she's always caring for us.
Absolutely, and she pays attention to everything. She sees everything.
Yeah, you have to be careful what you're talking about.
She be looking. So she was looking at me one day. She was like, if you ever want to come to the office, you can come to the office. I'm like, I'm fine. She's like, I'm just checking on you. And then my friends came from LA, and I don't think I told her. And then the following week, she was like, you look happy. And I was like, oh, my friends just left. It was so nice. Like, I feel like they recharged me. And she was like, I could see it without me telling her what I just did that weekend. So it's, I feel like sometimes I'm a very happy, very positive person. But like sometimes it does show. I'm like, oh, I did need my friends, and I didn't realize I needed them.
Yeah. Are you typical extrovert? What do you?
I can go balls to the wall, extrovert, and then after a week of doing that, I'm an introvert for a good old week.
But percentage wise, let's say we have
X.
Yeah, X. Same thing.
Put me outside.
But when we have low, and you noticed that with me as well, like a couple of days I was low, and you're like, shit, this is weird. What's wrong? What's going on? And I just like,
yeah,
no,
like people like us can't be low because everybody notices. It's like, what's wrong with you?
And I was like, what? Just because I'm not doing splits and twerking my ass is like means something's wrong with me? No, I'm cool. No, I'm cool, bro.
I'm cool. And then sometimes doesn't it makes you create something. Like when people are like, wait, what's wrong? Something has to be wrong. But and then for me anyway, I'm like, I start overthinking. I'm like, well, I didn't like this morning that much, but maybe that's it. But and then you're coming up with these excuses. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm just
a part of
it's
natural
just,
thing. Yeah,
it's just a part of this week.
Interesting. Balls to the wall. Yeah, sometimes I get my balls so much to the wall, I can't even believe where
Mine
the fuck is this coming from.
Wall.
They never leave the wall. They that's their country for a bit. Smart stuff. Should we talk about some smart stuff? I was asking about 3 books, 3 people, 3
oh shit! What
movies.
Don't tell everybody what we said. All we got was the books.
Books, yeah. Because you're like, I don't know what movies are like. I'm just like,
don't
so
be blowing on my spot. None of this is gonna make it, so he can say all he wants.
Whatever. So, from books, you chose The Alchemist, The Big Leap, and The Perfect Day to Boss Up. Alchemist, I read, amazing. People who haven't, you should check it out. It's one of the first like self-development books through the stories, which is awesome. But you said like you would like to talk about The Big Leap, and I think I listened 40% of it, and yes. Because like I've heard so many self-development books that you get to the point like I'm not learning anything from this shit.
Right, you're like, okay, next, moving on.
Yeah, but this one is definitely one thing what I can agree is about how choose and what you are the best at, and try not to waste time for the other things. Like as example, they were saying like this guy basically wanted to fix the printer, right? And he makes so much money doing other stuff and then end up like losing 5 or 6 hours of his day just trying to figure out this printer, and he never fixed it. And so he lost like 5 or 6 hours of his time. And as example is like to anything.
I burped again.
That's all right. I just got used to it. And then as my loss of thought with your burping.
Loss of thought.
I've lost
the guy
of thought.
lost hours.
Never had a thought in the first place. But what he said, it is cool to do certain things in your life which you're not the best at, as long as
if you're
you
trying
like
to
it.
create
But also as long as you like it and you can enjoy and can learn something from it. Like he uses example like maybe learn a new skill like, I don't know, skiing, whatever that is. As long as you have fun with that. But when you feel, I don't have fun with this and I'm really suck at it, what am I doing?
Why am I sitting here doing it?
So that was really, really good point from out of this film, out of this book.
I really enjoyed the book. And sorry, let's go back to The Alchemist. Because The Alchemist for me came later in my life. I think I probably read it like last year. And I was doing so many self-help books and so many things like that. So it was nice to switch up to hear just a story. Yeah. Like just hear like a beautiful story. That's like it's so nice. It's put together very well. And then I came across The Big Leap, and what really resonated with me is our limit the behaviors that stop the flow of positive energy. So that's what we were talking about earlier, limiting the behaviors that stop the flow of positive energy. Like we were saying, being negative, making up excuses, like you're stopping your flow. Like that's not helping you succeed. That's just wasting time and making negative space. You can actually learn how to feel great. Like you can actually learn how to feel great all the time, because I feel like as people, we're taught not to be great or tone yourself down or don't be too good because you're showing off and now everybody's gonna feel some type of way about you. And it's almost like, wait, but like I'm trying to be great and succeed. And if you feel some type of way, how is that going to work? So I feel like,
but that's so much also about your environment where you've been nurtured and grew up and stuff like.
Absolutely.
I definitely had that shit of like, what you gonna be like doing this or you doing that? That's impossible. That's crazy. But very early I realized like it's just stupid to listen to even those people. Listen to ones you're looking up to. Listen to, and that's why for me there was a time in my life when I was reading a lot of autobiographies, a lot. You know, one like about Oprah, about Jim Carrey, for example, and like Jim Carrey, someone whose family was struggling so much and then living in some freaking warehouse, no, but like some kind of factory, and they would clean by night and some weird stuff, and it just also opens you up to understand that. These are also people. They also had challenges,
Absolutely.
and they just not given. Oh,
right, you didn't just see them on TV one day and you think they're Taraji Henson. She was about to be in maybe almost in her 40s, had a kid, moved to LA. Everybody was like, "You're crazy," and now she's one of the most amazing actresses out there right now.
yeah,
Like you said, everybody has a backstory. If it was so easy to be great, everybody would be doing it.
yeah.
It's not easy. And that's what the book talks about. Wait, what did he say? He says, this is pretty crazy when he said this. Your zone of genius.
Zone of genius. That's
So I was like, ooh.
the choice of words. It was perfect. Like I was saying, like what you're the most proficient at. That's what you said, but no, it's a zone of
Your
genius.
zone of genius.
Yeah.
You could do anything. I can make movies. I could do this. I could do that. But what is your like?
The way also how he says it, that makes you feel like, oh shit, that is my zone of genius.
Right. And you figure it out. And when he says tackling your upper limit, that was a big one for me because I feel like we as people we feel like we have ceilings and we can only be this great, and if we go any further than that, it's all a fear of not succeeding. So we keep ourselves and we make excuses for ourselves, and we're like, well, I got to do this today, and I can't really, like when you were asking me like, well, why don't you have a team? Why don't you do this? I'm kind of like, so it's like excuses. And I know that I make those excuses, but it's also like in the book also, you have to check in with those excuses that you're making with yourself. And then you have to answer them and you have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
So when you're actually confronting these things, you're holding yourself accountable. So I feel like that's why also when we look at other people and they're still making excuses, I'm like, well, I'm holding me accountable. You don't sound like you're holding yourself accountable. And now I got to listen to you complain while I'm doing what I need to do. Like I'm trying to do the work for myself. So I feel like that whole upper limit thing, or like you could be succeeding and then the next day you sabotage something, like, oh, you feel like shit, or that same with me. Like I'll have a great week on Instagram. I'll be posting every day. I'm at work every day. And then the following week, say if I don't post. Like I didn't post all the last 2 weeks. This is actually really funny. I was posting. A video did really well. My following went up about 6K since I've been here. Probably 6 to 8K. These last 2 weeks, I slowed down. I'm like, oh, it's moving up. I got time. I could regenerate, make some more videos. Then I got caught up in my own videos. Then I ended up not posting. Then I'm like, oh, tomorrow. And now I've kind of gone like a week and a little bit without really posting much. So then now I'm in my head, what if nobody likes me anymore? You know, like, because it's like you're not online like that, and I'm at work all the time. So, and I get into my own head. And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, fuck that shit.
Because they were talking about Nobody Likes Me in this book as well.
They were talking about what?
Nobody likes me. This idea that I have limited beliefs or I have certain type of beliefs, and I could relate to that as well. So my story is growing up with an older sister. I told you about her. She was a tyrant, terrorist, who had it really tough because of my parents and messed up and all that. And she was like kind of pushing that on me, or like showing that on me. And then I kind of had this belief like that I am not good enough for her love, and she was not giving me that love. And so I have once in a while, I noticed that if I'm approaching some female specifically, that reminds me of my sister giving me that limited belief that I'm not worthy of her love, and that means I'm not worthy of other women love, you know? So I think most of this shit is just like somewhere hidden in our past as we were growing up. And you just need to find out what the fuck is it, and then really just face it, man it up, and fucking face it. Another thing what I want to add about what he's saying, like how we, the ceilings and all that kind of shit, is like, I think it's so important to keep ourselves accountable every now and then and just stop and like, okay, so last 2-3 weeks you did this and this and this. So could you do better? Could you do different? Could you do this? Did you waste your time on this? Did you waste your time on that? Last year I spent like 4 months in Bali. I spent so much time developing these businesses, which now look like, why? Because like there's not much money going on. I didn't really like them anyways, but I like kind of felt that I need to do them. But it's like the most important, I think, for everyone to understand what is the shit what you like the most, and that's where you put your energy in.
Do what you love the most.
And
yes,
put the energy
absolutely.
there. Yeah.
Because then, like you said, that you start getting lost. You're just making businesses to make businesses because you're like, this is going to make money and this is this. And I've had a couple friends come up to me and be like, we should do a business of this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't like that. Like, I have one friend. He wanted to do juices. And I was like, I was kind of with it. And then he just had this whole plan. I was like, this is your plan. This is your idea. I don't think I want to go that route because that's something else I have to focus on. Something else I have to put all my energy into somebody else's vision. And it's just better that I don't even attach myself, because then I'm going to be a bad friend and not be as supportive as I could be or half-assing it because it's not really my thing. So I feel like...
Yeah, and business can fuck up relationships so badly with friends.
Absolutely.
I've been there and I've experienced that. It's not worth it at all. It's crazy. Like, you can kind of step in as a silent partner / investor, right? It's kind of all right. But then from very beginning, you have to establish the rules. You'd be, I'm going to check
from the very beginning,
twice a month just to see what's up. Or maybe give my ideas, whatever, but don't count on me, you know? So, and that is huge what people don't realize.
Yeah.
How much time it can eat.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And things about, like when, do you think there was this vivid point when you realized I need to focus on things what I love, because otherwise it's just going to destroy me?
I feel like that's become more recent in my life, or maybe not things that I love, but the things that I love that are evolving, and me keeping up with the evolution of myself and the things that I want to do and the things that I want to create in my future. Like doing stunts, for instance. I did stunts and it was like, stunts, that's it. Like, I'm coming to double my actress, I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna leave. And then once I learned that, it was like, okay. Oh, hey, you're a focus puller. When are you racking? When are you doing this? When do you do that? Oh, wait, what's the lens on? What's the frame? And then now, like, I feel like I can walk around the room and I have an idea of what everybody's doing. And that's so beautiful to me, because it's like I'm in school for free or getting paid to like learn, and everybody is so sweet and everybody will help you. They're like, oh yeah, they'll teach you, they'll show you how to do it. Lighting, like just watching camera work, like, and we do choreo with camera all the time. So it's just, it's learning that side and becoming more interested in it. And now for me, figuring out what I want to do with that. Like, what do I want to do with that interest? Because I know I'm good at it. Could it be my genius? Not sure yet.
And talking about these kind of things, like, it kind of, I struggle with when people, how do you see yourself in 5 years? And like, I just want to say, yeah, I just want to, hopefully I'm going to be happy with whatever the fuck I do. But in the same time, you kind of want to be more, like, is this thing you want to do, and this is what you want to pay all and invest all in your intention. My thing is, like, I like variety. I do like stunts. I do like stand-up. I do like podcasting. And I like to, mix and match. And that's what's great. But at the same time, like, I know, for example, for me, stunts, I don't get so excited anymore. I used to be more excited about it, but it's been almost 10 years. That's like the longest career I ever had. So do you think you kind of also have those moments where, like, okay, been there, done that, what's the next step? What should I do next?
Well, yeah, I think, and that's what I feel like. That's what I'm saying. Not in what should I do next, but that's why I put it as like, what am I evolving into? From doing stunts for these 10 years, what am I going to take with me and create out of what I just did? Out of all my training, out of just being on set, just being present and where I'm at. Just
Being present.
But it's just like you said, like I learned, obviously there's plenty we can learn. Every day I learn new things every day with stunts. But yeah, like once you feel like you've come to a point, it's like, okay, like what am I going to do with the next chapter of my life? How is stunts going to fit in my next chapter? How is dancing going to fit in my next chapter? How is social media going to fit in my next chapter? Like, and just figuring out a way to lay all that out and really coming up with a game plan. Because I agree with you. I don't care for the whole 5 years from now and this. But at the same time, personally, once you figure that out, then you can structure all the little things to help those big things. Because if we don't have a structure, and I said this with a friend before, like small goals achieve big success. So the more you work on those small goals, it'll take you somewhere you didn't even realize it was going to take you. But if you're going to sit there and make excuses about everything all day, every day, then you're going to be stuck in the same rut and you're not going to really move anywhere.
What do you have to say to the people who come over to you like, I wish I want to be like you, but they don't do shit about it?
Well, I feel like I get the question a lot, like, how do I start stunts? And I don't get too crazy because I'm like my dad. My dad works at he volunteers at a community center. He's so old school. He boxes with his cousin or one of his friends that's a police officer. And my dad would sit there, and I came in one day. I was like, why do you only have one kid? He's like, because before they work with me, they have to jog around the community center 20 times. Then they have to do that list of stuff. And then they have to do this, and then I'll train them. But if they don't do all that, I ain't doing shit. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
You'll never have anybody working with you. And he's like, and that's fine.
I will be that dad. I will be
you
that
know what
one
I'm saying?
as well.
Like, so I feel like I get things like that from him. Like when people are just making too many excuses, or I kind of like, okay, cool. Or when people ask me, how do I get into stunts? Take some boxing classes. Like I just start with that. Get your rhythm. Get your rock. Get your moving. Get your slips. Get your jab. Like look like you can fight.
It's crazy
first.
because I literally said the same thing.
Yeah, I just say boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, should I do just box?
Just box.
What about kicks? Just box. Don't even worry about
Just
kicking
box.
yet. Just box.
In the middle of the night. So what about a just box?
Just box. I don't want to hear it.
Shh. Yeah.
You know what I do hate the most? That people ask. Literally just got asked this yesterday. So what's the thing you hurt the most? What's your worst injury in stunts? I'm like, just because I want to be positive and I don't want to talk about injuries. Like, why would I want to just be like, oh, I did this and this? I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. Or it's like,
Same
it's just
thing.
a weird
Same
question.
thing. I can't, because that's what they think that's. And
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense that they ask that question.
It does make sense.
It does make sense, but it's just the repetition of how many times we've been asked that what pisses us off.
And then right after is, man, I don't know, I couldn't do that. Being hurt all the time and always hurting yourself and I'm like,
bitch, you don't know nothing.
you don't know the half, so shut the fuck up.
Most of my injuries I got offset. All of them.
Right.
Literally. Broken wrists, everything.
How'd you break your wrist? When I walked offset.
And because, like, I mean, the great thing is, I'm not sure how about states. I presume the health and safety is still, high level. But in the UK, health and safety is just incredible. But also it depends what stunt coordinators you have. Wolfie, who we have right now. Wolfgang. And Timo. And George. Oh, fuck, I need to mention the entire team now. I don't know.
I forgot how to make a G.
But like they are so caring about our health and safety.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
It's amazing. And sometimes I feel like, please, I want to get hurt.
And it is so beautiful because you want somebody to be able to take care of you.
I thought you were gonna say you want somebody to get hurt. You
want somebody to get fucked up.
And then I told you so.
No, but it's really nice because I guess there are people out there that are like, well, when we hit the pad, I'm talking shit, but when we hit a piece of cardboard, I'm like, I don't want to hit a piece of cardboard. I would like a mat, and I'm not afraid to say it. Because some people, I feel like they're like, oh, I do stunts, I do martial arts, I need to be tough. This isn't our black belt test. This is still a job. We need to have longevity. So, and it only makes all of us better. Like, I don't understand the whole trying to make somebody a tough guy in a situation where they could get hurt. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. And that's why I do love this team, because everybody's just so happy, all smiles, keeping us safe.
And for people, for normies, like using that word. For normies, they don't see a lot what's going on, how we're doing certain things. But if a stunt performer gets hurt, something's wrong. Something's just wasn't planned properly. And nowadays, all the things where we can cheat and whatever, there's no reason for people to get hurt. And I think people should look at stunt performer, which I like this concept of like someone who is capable to adapt to all sorts of different situations. And it's remember there was a TV series Emulator back in the day. Emulator, this guy who just goes and learns the whatever profession he takes, and he just becomes amazing. So he just like this what is that creature?
A chameleon.
Yeah, just adjust to whatever. That's what I like about stunts. And unfortunately, maybe unfortunately or fortunately, there's very often they would use only specialists in certain things.
Right.
Even though I learned how to ride a bike, I learned how to ride horses and all that stuff, and I wish to do that. But then when you get on set and then they show like what horse riders have to do and how high a level has to be, I'm going like, no, it's okay. You can take this.
Every time I show up on set, they're like, do you know blah, blah, blah? I'm like, absolutely not. I don't know it. Like, let's just start from scratch. Teach me from scratch. That happened to me coming out of COVID. A film hit me up and was like, hey, we need professional horse riders. Are you comfortable? Are you good at riding horses? I was like, I'm beginner. I always say, because also in stunts, I never want to do anything that I don't know how to do. And I never want to, I think it's been instilled in me very early on, like, just why do it? Don't do it. You're going to look even stupider if you do it and you hurt yourself and they're like, wait, I thought she was good. So the horse riding thing came up and I was like, no, I've been on horses plenty of times, but I'm not going to tell you I'm a professional. I will say that I'm willing to learn and I'm not afraid of the process. He was like, thank you. I need people that know how to ride. I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, shit. It's one of those, I'm like, I should have lied. But then I'm like, no. Then I get another phone call. I get a phone call from Ben Scott. He was like, hey, have you ever done a fire burn? And I was like, shit.
I'm going to get on fire now.
I was like, fuck, don't lie. I was like, no, I've never done a fire burn. Like, same kind of situation. Never done a fire burn, but I'm willing to learn. And then I'm like, he's going to hang up on me. He was like, upside down? I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, I'm with it. He was like, okay, cool. Like, it'll be easy. And upside down is actually easier. Flames go up, away from your face, whatever.
Exactly, much easier.
But it was nice that he knew.
All the gel just goes in your face.
Oh, man. I had a little situation, too. I had the little tube they had to put in my mouth because everything was getting all mushed around.
Because you had a mask, right?
I had a mask. I looked like The Hills Have Eyes.
Hey, I love that movie. That movie scared the crap out of me.
That's what I look like.
That is crazy. So people, who don't know much about fire burns and stuff, so there are all sorts of preps. And if you do a full burn, as I understand, that was a full burn. So then you would have a cover face, and you have a special like silicone / rubbery mask which doesn't burn, and it also gets covered with the gel and all that shit. But like the partial burns are very different, and with the burns also, like they start getting out of the industry more and more because they use a lot of CGI now. Have you noticed that?
We just did a burn the other day, but the guy looked like he had Christmas lights.
Yeah, that's
and they
crazy.
just wrapped him. He looked like a little...
and the people who specialize in burning, it's like it sucks for them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole industry is changing.
Yeah, but I hope. Like, what do you think is going to become the last thing what they would struggle to replace with special effects or with the AI? What stunts could do?
What stunts, like?
like let's say, you know, if you take anything like horse riding, bikes, blah, 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 you know, so there are so many things they would be replaced. I believe that the last things that what they will be able to do would be genuine fights where you can see facial expressions and acting beats from the actors. And that is my forte and what I love the most. And that's why I hope that's going to stay.
Well, that's actually scary, I think, because once they get one reference video and you do all the facial expressions, they just throw that in the computer, revamp them, and alternate them. You see all the AI stuff that comes out now. I was like, Denzel Washington is hitting this. He was like waving and rolling. I was like, oh, this is a whole AI situation.
That's
like,
why you need to do your little videos, and that's why I need to do my podcast.
Exactly. Keep it cute.
Be planned. But it's still going to be obvious for some time. I guess like eventually it's not going to be obvious. So do you think it's going to become that's it? Like they're just taking over, we lose the jobs, or there's going to be some pushback, or is it going to be some fight and we want our jobs back?
Well, I also feel like there's a lot of people in this film industry.
Too many.
Too many, and a lot that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So by having these productions, by having us on stage, by having all these things, money is being pumped into it and being made. So I feel like the higher ups are maybe going to slow it down a little bit, because then it's like less studio time, I feel like less money will be going into a project. And that affects everybody. If less money is going into a whole project, the higher ups will probably still get whatever they get. But I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, there's so many people in the industry. Like,
and there's so many variables what can happen in the sense like what they're going to start doing or not doing. But at the same time, it's a progress. And, you know, that's how things change. And what's going to happen, fuck knows. Like, is that, because like now people get asked more and more, like, what do you think is going to happen with AI coming in?
I'm
like,
just like, I don't know.
I have
like,
no idea either.
Yeah, it could go any way, any second.
Right. Because then if AI can create Drake's song, which is better than actual Drake's songs.
It's crazy. Yeah, you don't know who's singing anymore.
How are you doing with the time? Do you need to go?
I need to pee.
You need to
I need to wee.
have a break.
I need.
Blah, blah, blah. Renars podcast.
Now don't go wasting my precious time. Cracking my voice. We could be just fine. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really want.
Ooh, hey, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Banana way.
Banana?
What is it?
Barana.
Barana?
Well, Barana way.
Banana. Trash.
Did you remember that movie with Capoeira with Mark Dacascos? Only the Strong.
Only the Strong. You know what? Now speaking about movies that change shit.
Okay.
Only the Strong. When I saw that shit, I was like, look at everybody fighting, doing karate. Like,
Speaking of microphone, can't hear you.
oh shit, my fault. Fist away.
Fist away. Here you go. It's like, instead of saying fly away, baby, no, fist away, baby.
Fist away.
Fist away.
Fist away.
Yeah, so let's talk about movies then. Like, so you thought that was some turning
I thought that was
point?
a pivotal moment, especially doing martial arts when I'm younger, and like having Friday night movie nights, and you stay up all night, you watch all Jackie Chan's joints, you watch Only the Strong.
Did you watch them from the VCRs?
Absolutely.
Yes. VCR.
I don't think we had anything
VCR.
else. And then the first person that goes to sleep, getting a mustache on your face with permanent marker.
Hey.
Sleepovers are fun.
Yeah, sleepovers were very fun. I never had those.
My mom didn't let us do many of them.
I never
We
had.
had to beg.
I had a couple times guy stayed over my place when we were watching porn.
That's exactly why you weren't allowed to have sleepovers.
Because his mom was like, she was sleeping in the room where the TV was, so he would never get, watch porn. But I've hacked it. I got a little shitty TV in my room.
Kid.
And I didn't have a remote because it was too old of the school. And so I figured out that I can be under the pillow. I would have this thing. I could just unplug it. So because my mom, it was Saturday nights when we'd go to sauna. It's like a tradition before we go to church on Sundays. So on Saturday nights, and my mom would be the last one who always go to the freaking sauna. She comes back very late. And that's the time when they show the porno. It wasn't even a proper porno, to be honest. It was like erotic, whatever stuff, right? And it was like once a week, only on Saturdays at 11 o'clock, they would show that shit. Anyways, so I would be watching, and I told my friend, in a church in the morning because we were singing in a choir, and I was telling him, dude, I watched porn yesterday, and he's like, how did you figure out? How does that? We were like 13 years old, okay? So and I was like, yeah, I could in my room, and then so the crazy thing is, my mom comes back, she hears that because my kitchen and my room was next to it, and she could hear that something's going on there. Yeah, it's like oh. So, and then she opened the door, and I can't jump up and turn it off. So that's why I figured out to put the plug under my freaking pillow. So she comes in.
As soon as you walked in, you're like, doop.
Yeah. And she thinks she's mad. She goes, oh, I bet I can hear something.
Yeah,
and I pretend that I'm sleeping, and then she closed the door and walks away. And then I told my mates that I hacked the fucking thing, the system. And then one of them is like, okay.
I'm sleeping over.
And then I said to my mom, like, my mate's going to stay home. She's like, okay,
you don't have friends.
Whatever, you weirdo. Yeah, exactly. He was my only friend, to be fair. And he stayed over, and like these two dudes with the hard-ons watching fucking porn next to each other.
Crazy. Next to each other, of course. You gotta learn somehow. At least you guys were in a semi-wholesome situation.
Yeah. No, it was nothing like that.
Y'all didn't know what to do with yourselves, just like.
But it was very interesting, like, and everyone has the different stories about, like, so what was your family, for example, like, we're gonna have a sex talk?
Actually, yeah, my mom had a book. She
with pictures and everything.
Yeah. And
That's
she was
cool.
like, I know you guys are going to laugh and giggle and blah, blah, blah. She was like, but this is what happens. And she was like, this goes into there. We were like, ew. But I think she did a pretty good job explaining it. Because then when you get into school, you're not like so surprised.
You need to teach your kids.
I personally feel like let kids learn as much as they can as early as they can.
That's crazy.
Because then it's less shock. It's less babying. It's less explaining. They're already accepting of it because they already know.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like this about a lot of topics for children. If kids can learn multiple languages at the age of 4, learn instruments, I think they're capable enough to comprehend a couple things.
I think it's just messed up with all the churchy stuff, with all the.
But it's also too like we said, it's how you grew up. It's what you. I feel like people put their fears onto other people. Like we was talking earlier about like doing stuff and people giving their opinions. Their opinions are their fears. So they're just projecting their fears onto us. Like, I'm moving to LA. My friend, you moving to LA? LA? You can afford LA? You can survive in LA? I don't know if you could. I wouldn't survive. And then now in your head, you're like, oh, damn. Well, maybe I can't. But it's just this person is so scary, they're not going to leave home. And I need to go leave home to just, and then now I go do it, and they're like, wow, I couldn't believe you did that. Well, that's how it was, like, dancing in LA. Like, I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. And then, like you said, there's people, like, it's a melting pot of people. And I'm like, where are you from? You came from on a visa to come dance? I'm just like,
yeah.
Good for you. That I had a hard enough time moving from east to west.
Because also as a kid, where you lived, you had places where to go dance hip hop.
Absolutely.
Right? Me, till 18, had not even one class from hip hop class. I would see freaking Backstreet Boys, and I would just dance in the living room. The whole paint was destroyed on the floor because I was just dancing all the time. And my dad would be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, we need to repaint the floor now because you just sit practicing doing some weird shit." And then the first couple of times when I performed in my school, we had that non-traditional dance thing. That was the hip hop, right? And so, because we had Latvians have huge traditions with traditional dancing, so everyone danced those. Then we have ballroom dancing. That's still kind of like people don't know, but hip hop was out of this world. I would perform like for 5 or 6 years. It was me and 7 girls. I mean, I wasn't complaining, but there was no boys would be dancing because that was considered, you crazy.
Yeah.
And so from very early age, I was doing the shit what was considered to be weird. And I normalized it. It's like, you know what? Your opinion is just like your asshole. Everyone has one and whatever.
And it's probably shitty.
First time we used it properly. Oh, I love that. So yeah, and then at the end of the day, there was down the line I just start feeling actually great that I'm the one who is doing something against the stream.
Absolutely.
feels freaking amazing. I'm still the only Latvian who's now. I'm not only Latvian who's in British Stunt Register, but I was also the only one who did this. I like it. Why not? This is great. Mm-hmm. It's great to be the only one.
That's how sometimes I feel like, especially sometimes in the United States a lot too. They'll look at they're like, Rhode Island. I've never met anybody from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You don't need to meet anybody else. It's just me.
And it's great. And it's like, for me as well, so many times people are like, all the Latvians are like you. I'm bringing the best name ever. It's like, yeah, we're all fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's how I am. That's how I'm like, there's only one of me.
Yeah. And that's the great, to just tell people, just be who the fuck you are, man. So,
Yeah.
And
the motto.
And it's going to go like that. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be 70 years old. And you look back, like, oh, I didn't do this because of that and that.
Yeah.
Because of life. You know what they excuse what what happened? Life.
I'd be like, and walking away.
What happened? Life. No, you didn't use condom, you dumbass.
What happened? Life. That you did nothing with. Let me stop. That's not nice.
But also there's another kind of a thing, like you would say, like you learn certain things from your parents, right? Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things what I learned from my dad, this is the greatest motivation he done. I've said this before in the podcast, but I never told you this, like, and I want to hear what you think. Mm-hmm. I came home one day, not very good mark. I had this, like, the mark thingies, you know, when they do the report card, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had a bad mark in my bad grade in physics, right? And my mom, she's like, look at your son, bad grade in physics. Oh my God, like, what is he going to do? What is he going to be his future? And my dad looks down and he looks up to me and starts smirking and laughing. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on? And he goes, well, I need a helper here in the farm. So you're not going to study, you're not getting into uni. So you're going to stay here, shovel shit with me, and going to do all these jobs.
He was like,
best motivation ever.
Absolutely
the best motivation ever. And it's like, no shit, no, I wear the books. Well, give me some books. And yeah, and the other thing what he told me, I said to him, it's so important, I think, people to travel. That's what, when I already went to Canada and stuff. And he says, you know, people like birds. Some birds like to make their nest right outside, right there. And some birds need to travel all the way to the other side to be happy.
Aw.
Yeah.
Love that.
And my dad, he didn't give me a lot of knowledge, but like he gave me some of these like thoughts, which I was like really thought provoking. And it's like, yeah.
I feel like that's how my dad is. Or yeah, that's how he is. Like, I feel like he really both of my parents, I feel like they see their crazy side in me. And they want me to fuel it because they both stopped at a certain point. And they just they don't want me to stop the way they stop. Like, my dad's just always like, just be braver than me. Like, just be a little braver than me and go further. Like, my mom too, like, my mom was like such a tomboy, loved sports, but around her timeline and time frame, it wasn't that cute for girls to be playing sports. Like, so things like that. So when she sees me do things and move, she's like, that it's like, you know, you live through your kids. She's just like, she's just loving that. One day I'm in a dress, the next day I have like the baggiest outfit of all time, and then the next day I look like real 80s, and that, like, she's just like, because she's like, ugh, all the, like, I wore something the other day. She's like, this is exactly like what I was wearing, what I was doing, like how my mom, like, she just switch her, whatever her vibe was that day. So a lot of times when she sees me, she's just like, damn, I used to dress like that.
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool.
And yeah, again, like when you mentioned about timeline, like we are in such a lucky fucking timeline, in the sense also, like we are representing countries where they have freedom. You know, what if we would be born in a country where there's no freedom for us, right? And there's literally cannot do shit. How Renars would be different if I would have born in North Korea. Somebody would have took me out. I feel like, or even, we can even go back for my where I'm from, slavery. I'm like, if I was, I'd be running. Someone would take me out. Someone would take me out because I feel like, you know, your drive and your motivation and your fire. I personally feel like no matter
when you were born, or, sometimes people say, oh, you had an afterlife. Some people, I think some people say like afterlives are like mistakes you haven't corrected, and that's why you're back. But then I also feel like afterlives are like, it's actually a piece of your personality now that is like that fire that has always been with you because it's so strong. It's stronger than fear.
Yeah, that's the craziest ones. And but talking about that fire, when some people have that fire and some people don't have that fire, how the fuck? Like, because I would honestly say, like, I felt when just before I left Latvia, I felt this weird sensation inside my gut, inside my body, that everything was saying that there's bigger, there's more, there's something else, there should be different life, and like whatever you do here, this is not for you, and like and you can't explain that, and when you tell to your friends and to your parents, they just go,
you're nuts. Crazy,
you crazy, and then now after all these years, when I talk to some of my mates, like, so it's been 15 years since I left, right, and now they look at me like shit. Because there was a time when I was working as a go-go dancer in gay clubs. And then my friends who I did master's degree together, they're like, yeah, you're going through some weird shit in your life. Like, when you're back, I was like, I don't know. And then years later, I'm doing this, and they're like, oh shit, how did that happen? It's just
and
so
it's
weird.
like, because they're not in your shoes and they don't know exactly what you need to do to get by in those moments. I used to do a lot of bar mitzvahs.
Me too.
I used to run them bar mitzvahs. Shout out to my boy Bino. Bino used to take me everywhere, bro. I used to run these bar mitzvahs, like, because for me, LA, first getting there, I was living with a bunch of my friends, still close to this day. There was 5 of us in a townhouse, and it was very, very spacious. It was a proper, very nice sized townhouse, and we were all just spread out. My rent was $500. And from a bar mitzvah, I would get like $250.
Yeah.
$200, $250.
Huge. Perfect.
I do 2 of those, teach a couple of my dance classes. I paid my rent.
Yeah.
And then I was off doing whatever else I wanted to do. So it's like...
Yeah, well, for me, it was the same thing. Like, when I came to UK, because I started doing go-go dancing in Canada because I couldn't work legally. Hey, Canadians. So I made cash, right? And then I moved here. I could finally work legally. I'm European citizen, all that shit. I have my master's degree. But I knew if I'm going to go to office, that's it. That's it to my dreams. I'm going to be Monday to Friday, going to start doing this like freaking rat race and all that shit, right? And it was crazy because, like, what the fuck? It's not like I really enjoy it just in my underwear dancing in front of all these weirdos in gay clubs, right? But at the same time, saying weirdos, like, there's so many amazing gay people who I love, and
you better fix that, because he would have got honey.
My gay friends can admit that there are some weirdos in gay clubs. So just like there's some straight men who are weird in straight clubs. Come on. So
Exhibit A.
Yeah, but here you go. But then I knew that this kind of stuff is going to give me a freedom, and aerobics every night for free, and I actually get paid for it.
Free workout.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's still a form of something you love to do. Because even the bar mitzvahs, I'm running the party, I'm hitting these steps, and I'm doing it because I genuinely loved it. I was working for a whole nother company before I met up with this guy, Bino. This company, it was like $100 to $150, have you more than 4 hours. You would load the truck up because they also had a stage and lights and a DJ booth. We had to get with them around like noon, 1 p.m., load everything, get to the venue, unload everything, put it together, have the party at 4 p.m., 6 p.m., go until midnight, de-rig everything, then bring it back and put it back in there for $150. I was doing it for a little while, and what person I was dating at the time, they was like, you are not happy. You are so miserable. Like, change it up. Like, you don't have to do this. And I was like, you're right. I don't have to fucking do this, because it was the worst. And then it's like, too, they'll be like, oh, you should get on the floor. I'm like, no, I'm not on the floor right now because these kids are being little assholes, and I'm going to let them live, and then I'm going to step in. Like, it was like micromanaging. And a friend of mine, I believe it was my homegirl, Darina, she was a dancer. And I was like, man, fuck this, whoever I was with. And she goes, I'm going to hook you up with my boy Bino. And she was like, same thing, but he's the coolest fucking guy you'll ever meet. You show up for the party and you leave. Your job is to dance. That's all he wants you there for. She was like, you guys are gonna love each other. I hooked up with this dude. It was me. I stayed with him for years. Like to this day, like I will go do a bar mitzvah with him just because he's a cool ass guy, and just like he'll just be on the mic. He'll be like, "I love you, Neesh." And that makes you feel good. And it's like you take like meeting him in my life. Like I've taken that. He didn't micromanage me. He told me to get me a vodka cran. I'm a DJ. You run the floor. We'll work together. Best nights ever. Went so fast. Tips were crazy. And it's all because somebody just let me be. He didn't try to micromanage me. He didn't try to rip me off. I came and he was just happy and he made me happy to be there. So in like later in life too, like being in those positions, I'm like, I just want to be happy. I want to acknowledge the people that are in front of me. I want to tell them they're doing a great job. I want to have fun doing it. And I want the people to be working with me to have fun as well. Yeah. Like being miserable like that is, hate it.
Huge.
Trash.
That's crazy that he did bar mitzvahs. I literally remember I was dancing for bar mitzvahs and then I was emceeing them. And emceeing.
I didn't too nervous to be on the mic. I would talk shit here and there, but like I wouldn't like try to run a night.
Yeah. Because like I have experience with emceeing events before that, but mitzvah has a very different type of way they do it. I don't know how it's in States, but in the UK, it's a very just like over the top and like all that. I did a couple of times, didn't like it. But I still have a photo from the theme of bar mitzvah, and actually was bat mitzvah for a girl. It was a Mad Hatter or the
Alice in Wonderland?
Alice in Wonderland, yeah. And I was playing the Mad Hatter. I had the sickest, coolest freaking outfit and makeup and everything. Those people were throwing some money out. It was insane. That was insane. It was a super fancy schmancy a hotel and all that shit. That was great. But the best experience I ever had, I started also doing like pole acrobatics on like a different thingies. And this guy who was organizing, like, dude, you could do pole on this one. I was like, cool. So, and that was bar mitzvah for this one girl, bat mitzvah for this one girl. And she had like four sisters and they're all hot as fuck. So I was there, I was just like all that. And I was performing, I'm going to put that video in here. So it's basically, I was performing cyborg routine. I have a super tight morphs outfit as a cyborg with like glasses and everything. And I was doing the pole, doing like human flags and all that kind of shit. And I remember after that, the girls were coming over like, you were so good. It was like so good dancing. It was like, oh, baby, I wish I would be Jewish.
Or just take one of them home for the night.
And that, yeah, bar mitzvah, it was so much fun. So much fun. Like someone who never been introduced with the Jewish community, so I didn't know much about it. But these people know how to have fun though.
They know how to have fun. And same for me. I never knew that money existed like that. I'm like, a 13-year-old is eating sushi. I didn't eat sushi until probably like 20.
But that's the biggest thing for them. It's like such a huge celebration, right? Well, by the way, do you know this woman? She's an actress, started as a stand-up comedian. She used to be a monster so I watched her interview with David Letterman on Netflix. Like when David Letterman left whatever night show, he have his own Netflix thing. And this girl, she's a black girl, now really good actress, and she's a comedian. She was the bar mitzvah runner and whatever. Do you know who I'm talking about?
If I do, I've probably doubled her once, and it wasn't a really that was my one. So and I bet you any money it's the same person, because let's not say the name. Let's not say the name. Because when I was doubling, I was like, this is my idol.
Oh no.
And I got shut the fuck down. I got shut down.
That's it. It's very interesting. Like how would again, like they say that don't
meet your idols.
Don't meet your idols.
And normally I was like, wow, I'm getting shut down left and right. Like no matter what I did.
That's interesting. So it's like, it also could be chemistry. You didn't vibe it. Maybe she felt like you are having, I don't know. It's a difficult thing. Like with some people, you just vibe. You just go straight away. Like right now, we're just rehearsing with Mr. Tucci. And he just has this vibe straight away that he's just super nice to everyone. He's like, you can feel it. You can be like relaxed next to him or whatever. But then there's like some actors you're just like, fuck, you'll have to watch every move or whatever. They have something about it. That's crazy that you actually met.
I bet you any money.
So, but there was nothing to do with the bar mitzvah with that woman.
No, but
she used to be because it would be funny that if you would be working with her or whatever doing that. That's funny. So after the podcast, we can talk. Is that the one?
Let's play some bets, and then at the bottom of this, just show if we were talking about the same person or not.
Yeah, you're right with that?
No, just like say like yes, we were talking about the same person or no.
Okay.
Don't say the person.
So then I was like, who the fuck you were talking about?
You'll never know.
But they're gonna figure out though, like when I mentioned about bar mitzvahs,
go look it up. Leave it in the comments if you actually did your research and found the.
Shit.
That'll be funny. And then I'll just say no comment if you're right.
So how many would you say percentage-wise, how many times you would say like, fuck, it sucks that I met the person who I thought is cool?
That was literally the only time.
Really? The only time?
The only time. And it's really funny too because I meet a lot of stunt girls. They always have hard time. Not always, but
Often.
I've met a lot of stunt girls that haven't had like good relationship with their actresses. And I was like, it sucks to be you. I've had great relationships with all my actresses. Like I have, like we both have respect for each other. Like we build a bond. I end up working with them for a little longer. Cause I don't know what it is, but I've been so blessed to have great women that I've doubled for.
It's not about them, babes. It's about you.
It's not even about me. It's about the film.
No,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's all about you. No, but you as a person, you are. I would call those no bullshit people. If you don't like someone, you just tell them you don't like them.
That's true.
And then it's also about like you need to get respect. It's not given. You know,
Right.
like you represent this kind of stuff. Like I recognize that shit straight away. Like because I come from that background as well. I don't. You know, and it really kills me sometimes to see these kiss ass brown nosed motherfuckers.
Drive me up
and
the
then
wall.
this like they're all sweet and cute, and as soon as they turn away, they're just ready to stab you full on. And it's like, fuck me. It's just saying in my face, what do you think about? Like, what's wrong with you? But again, they're a product of the some environment where this is how it should be. Like we can't say what we know, and we need to brown nose and we do all that shit. Like I love.
And then I also feel like sometimes too. Well, I'm gonna take this back as I'm saying it. I was gonna say maybe it's also like a lack of skill, and they're using their brown nosing to cover up the lack of skill. But then I've seen some people that are actually pretty skillful that act like that too. So
it's a weird one. Again, it's just like something somewhere they decided. Like again, it's about the values. What are your values? Are like true, honest, or whatever. Because like every time I work with the superstars, where I always try to find some kind of connection with them, where I actually can be myself.
And I just feel like normally there is a connection. You just have to find it. Like you said, like you have to. I mean, sometimes you don't have to find it. Sometimes it just comes out.
Do you have anyone like you were like proper starstruck? Do you get starstruck?
Well, Halle Berry.
Oh, okay.
When I was doubling her.
Oh, okay.
For a while.
How did that go?
Oh, she's so beautiful. She's amazing. I love her so much. Halle. That's not the right one. It's the.
Okay. Say it again.
Halle Berry.
And that's, my ladies and gentlemen, called brown nosing.
No, I can't with her. She was like the sweetest, probably like Tucci, like just so sweet. She's just so genuine. Like such beautiful hugs.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, she's not letting me go.
Have you had a time when you saw someone just putting amazing face, but in reality they're like evil Knievel?
Yes, and I'm not even talking about actors.
No, it's just about anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it baffles me.
Yeah.
The work it takes to be like that. It's crazy.
It is crazy. But sometimes, like, for me, it's like, I'm even curious. Can they be evil? Like, when I've worked with Rock, right? So I was only like 4 or 5 days with him on the set. And I'm like, he just treat everyone like super nice, super sweet. And I'm like, is that really you?
Yeah,
like I was just curious, is that you? And then I had the whole speech what I wanted to say to him, because I actually wanted for him to do a little video for my friend who was really deep shit with the cancer. So he was just kind of surviving, right? And I thought it would be so cool to do a little video. I'll just, get better or whatever. But when I came to talk to him, I all lost it. Great fan, well done. and he just looks down on me. He's like, thank you, brother, thank you. And
you're like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I thought he thought I'm like extra just going by or something like. But at the same time, it shouldn't make the difference, right? But the whole time was next to him, but my face was covered. So.
Right.
Oh shit, like
you're
that.
Like, I lost my chance.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Do you have someone like you really looking up to, and you think they're great, and you still haven't met them, and you don't know how it would be if you meet them?
Because I just want to say everybody's gonna vibe with me. So I feel like, and especially if I would want to meet them, I would not think that they would be standoffish or weird or that type of person. Because if I like that type of person, I don't think I would like a person that has that type of energy. Like Issa Rae. There's a show called Insecure. She started doing YouTube shorts. She started doing YouTube shorts called I believe something like Insecure Black Girl or something like that. I'm probably saying it wrong, like don't quote me, but it was just like an awkward black girl in the office space, and she would just like do like these skits, and then now she created a series. She's a director, she's an actress, she's creating like all these things, and it's comedy and it's funny.
What's her name?
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae. Okay, I'll find video.
We'll look her up. And she's just like this beautiful person, and I like when she's on, just how she holds herself when she does interviews and the things she says. She has a great, you'll love this. She has a great speech. She's winning an award, and she's like, I'm gonna be this speech is a little different. Pretty much it's opposite day for the speech. And she like clowns everybody. She's like, I would like to thank me and only me. Fuck all y'all hoes that were here for me. Y'all didn't do shit. Like it's just like, but it's so good. Like, and it's just so off script, off topic, but so her.
Yeah.
And still such a beautiful speech. Like it was just amazing. I'll try to find it also and send it to you. But I feel like what she represents, I love. Another dope woman I feel is Tracee Ellis Ross.
Who's she?
Diana Ross's daughter.
Okay, what does she do?
She's an actress. But just like the way she lives her life, I'm just like, I want to be her when I'm older. Like, it's just like that. She's sexy, but like goofy. She'll give you anything. Like that when I was talking about earlier, like I could dress like this and give this. Next day I could dress like this. Like she's in a full-on gown and she's like she's posting these pictures. Like they don't have to be these crisp, perfect cuts of pictures. Like she is just so raw.
I can't agree more, man. It's like, I see this, I'm on dating sites, right? I'm still single. Yeah, what's up? And if you see going through the photos and girl, all they do like modeling photos and whatever, just swipe left right away. All you just showing you like the best whatever with like tons of makeup. Who the fuck is this person? You have if there's a girl who is like half like, falling off the horse or just doing some goofy shit and like just wearing whatever, I'm like, okay, that's a person I want to learn.
One,
I want to talk to that person. It's like, cause oh my God, it's like the sense of humor when you get goofy around, like that's the thing you want from that person.
Yeah.
And so like, oh my God, I can be so hot. Yeah, great that you can be that hot, but like for me, I need maybe 10% of that. And the rest of it, I need all of that shit, like who you are.
Yeah, I feel that.
Huge.
It is huge.
Yeah, for me, my biggest crush would be Joe Rogan. I just
little man crush.
And it's not even like a man crush, it's the ideology crush. Like I so love what he represents. I know. I'm throwing those
the
words.
Ideology crush.
Yeah, the ideology crush and like narrative. That's what I learned the word narrative from watching his fucking videos. It's the narrative he represents. But like, because I love the most about him, he can be totally like high of his tits and talk about assholes and shit, and then he talks to like professors about like really complex concepts. That's what I love about this, and he just continue learning, and he gives us all this platform, all these ideas, how we can grow and what we can do. I just think it's fucking amazing. So, you know, even if I never meet him, I will still be like, yeah, that's the dude. Mm-hmm. And whoever, like, you know, surrounded him as well, and people who can start doing stuff because of him, and it's beautiful. Yeah. It's just like wildfire effect, but like great wildfire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just smashed another like 40 minutes.
Boom, baby, we on a roll.
Because I thought
testing 1, 2, 3. Check it. Neesh Nation in the house.
Neesh Nation in the house.
Neesh Nation in the house. Commercial break.
What would we advertise?
We were sponsored. Today by Tenzing.
Tenzing.
Natural energy drink.
Is it good?
Can you put the wink on me?
Wait. Oh, I actually have this thing. Wait, not this thing. Oh, I have this thing.
You want me to?
No.
Wait, hold it down.
No. It's the when you swear.
Oh, the swearing one.
Yeah. Okay. You have something?
Yeah, I used to.
That's the one. Well, you have to say the word. So you're like mother. You know, because
you bitch, toe ass fucking ass hoe ass bitch.
Oh, sorry. Fired.
Whoops. I thought it was a hospital beep. I thought he was gonna hold it down. I was about to be like, boo.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Yeah, don't. Never mind. I don't want that. Anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up, but I don't know. All
right, let's wrap it.
You want to say anything else? Say something.
Thanks for having me.
My absolute pleasure. I've been pestering you for the last 4 weeks.
I knew he was gonna do it. He's pestering me the last 4 weeks, but then today he's like, "Can we make it an hour later?" Oh, so annoying.
This morning I woke up and was like, I can't.
I was like, this motherfucker.
I went to David Lloyd's and had a cold bath and
I knew it. I knew that's why he was trying to push it back. He needed to have his little workout morning.
It's my beauty cold bath. Beauty cold bath. That's what's up. That could be a title of my sex tape.
Yep. Beauty cold bath.
Beauty cold bath. That's what's up. Did he do it?
Anyway, I can't. That's a whole another 45 minutes.
Did he do it? Anyways, but listen, like our project. So we've been working together on a TV series called Citadel 2.
Citadel 2.
You're doubling one an amazing Priyanka Chopra. I'm in charge of props.
Hey, you're doing a good fucking job.
Hey.
Because we need shit padded.
Hey.
Like a motherfucker. Okay?
Everything's padded. Padding here, padding there.
Pad the room.
And it's so funny.
But it's nice. You're the perfect person to go in and break the ice and let everybody know that they need to do a lot more work and pad this shit.
That is so funny.
You go in with a smile and a joke.
The first couple of times I would be like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And now, like, as soon as we know that it's the next fight, we're going to do, I'm on my laptop is out already. I'm already making charts and graphs and like, so we're going to have breakaways. This is so
that's
funny.
What's up, though.
And they were like, Wolfie will just message me. Renars was like, yeah, done it. Like, hours ago.
Done and done.
And he's like, oh, thank you. It's so funny. Yeah, so this project is almost done. It's only like done. 2-3 weeks left.
Yep.
And you back to States, or you said you want to do some traveling?
Yeah, I wanted to do some traveling. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I like doing shows overseas because I'll take a week or two to just like hop around a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then go home. I'm already over here. I might as well hit some spots. So.
But you said something about you want to go to Asia, just to chill.
See, I changed my mind. I think I might go to Africa.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about Egypt. But then I'm also from Cape Verde, an island off of Africa. And I was like, what if I went there? Like, saw where like my family's from. Or that's at least crazy. My great aunt or somebody.
Oh, so it's that far, that long?
Not that, maybe great aunt.
So you don't have
my great grandmother.
You don't have any relatives there? No.
Probably not. I mean, maybe I do, but I don't know of them.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I think that, I don't know. I got to map everything out and see how much it'll cost me.
Yeah.
But I thought that might be cool.
Blah, blah, blah. Renars podcast.
Here you go. We're going to have some more
more fun than this one.
Is that my voice too? Keep my voice like this. Can you put the stuff over my face? Can you blur my face?
Like sparkles? No.
No, blur, like in editing.
Probably I can.
Yeah, tell your boy from Turkey to
It's from Ukraine.
oh shit, sorry. That wasn't shade, editor. Please don't mess my video up now because he's like, oh yeah, bitch, what's this? He's like, I'll blur your
I'm gonna
face
give you a
out, right?
massive nose and shit. Doink! So yeah, we're gonna be watching some videos now. And this is something vampire-y stuff. Okay. I struggle.
With these voices, I don't know. It's difficult to concentrate.
It is.
Yeah, can you say like,
I would have.
Kept acting silly.
say I'm Groot?
I am Groot.
It's like a little kid Groot. I'm Groot.
I'm Neesh Nation.
Hey. Okay, so content and videos and shit. So now let's try to record it.
Should I talk about it first?
Yeah, talk about it first.
I think this video is a great example of mixing all the different things that I like to do in one. There's a little bit of comedy, there's a little bit of dance, there's a fight, there's little twists and turns.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it later. Comedy and fighting and stuff.
Can we hear the sound? They
yes. Okay.
Move the little thing.
Oh my god, I still have Moana in the background for some reason. Because I did before you came in.
I heard it playing.
By the way, do you want to do karaoke later? It's so cool with the headphones and everything.
Probably not.
Are you a big karaoke master? No, you're not.
I only sing Spice Girls.
Ooh.
I'll get down if you throw a Spice Girl song on.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, so the backstory of this, it's a parking lot, and the fight is breaking, and you running away from someone, right? And someone is chasing you.
Don't tell the story.
Oh, show the story.
Show the story.
So, what did I think was the humor mainly because these guys had no idea who they're dealing with. So they're like, oh, we're gonna, mug her and stuff, and she just like beats the shit out of them.
Right.
That's the humor.
Well, the humor was more of that was a trending dance at the end.
Oh.
The water dance.
Oh, gotcha.
So now that I ate, it's almost like for me, I'm like, okay, back to normal life. Like my headphones are in. I just ate and drink my water, wash it down. So then it turned into the water dance at the end.
That's cool. Listen, you should play Blake's daughter, Wesley Snipes, the Blade's daughter. Sorry.
Well, like, do you have a hookup or something? You
Yeah, I totally have.
You
I
sound
have
like one
him.
of my aunties right now. You know who you should be in a movie or when the award shows come on. Did you perform? Did you perform in the award show? No, girl, because if I did, I would have posted a picture of me there.
No, the best one is like when they send you some videos, like, oh, I saw you in this film. That's not me, bitch.
That is not me. I love when a lot of my friends or anybody, when I'm doubling, and they're like my supporters.
Yeah.
And it's a scene that I didn't do, like maybe the actress did. And like my people are like, that was you. I know you. Neesh, that was you, right?
You know
right?
shit.
I'm just like, I just say yes. I'm like, yes, that was me.
That was me.
Absolutely.
So delivered those lines and did that acting bit. That was me.
That was all me.
That's great that you bring this up. Actually, so like I never get doubling jobs, mainly because I'm short and quite wide. So I doubled twice. Actually, the ones who were double were pretty cool. I doubled Ray Park, the guy who was Darth Maul in the Star Wars, the guy with the red face and the horns and shit. for you, but I enjoy not doubling. I enjoy to play a character, right? And that's because of my Russian language.
Continue.
Very often I get acting parts and all that stuff. So for you, you mainly get doubling. Do you play characters, and which one do you prefer more?
Well,
Continue.
I love doubling.
Yeah.
It's greatest job ever. I did ballerina.
Okay.
Worked on ballerina. I was on core team.
Mm-hmm.
I got to fight the actress. Don't know if it's making the movie 1,000%. Got a little fight. I don't know if my line is still in there. Might have got cut.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's me.
Yeah.
I was like, I get to see me. And that's only happened maybe a very small, like a handful of times. But now also like seeing myself in pre-visiting more. Because pre-visiting now, we have to do the lines. We have to deliver them. We also have to give the facial expressions. We have to give those moments. We have to let it breathe because we're filming it because they're using our previs as their shot list. So we're learning all these things. And that's why I was telling you earlier, like, I've just been evolving because when I first started, Alter Carbon, bro, they was like, all right, so you're going to do the choreo. And then in the middle, you act like you catch a knife. Look, whatever the line was, line. Get back up, start fighting. I said, excuse me, hold on. I got to do lines? I said, I came here to fight. There was like no, like I was oblivious to the way it works. So I was like, fuck, like I just got used to doing choreo. So I'm doing the choreo, and I get here, I can't remember the lines to save my life. And I get so overwhelmed and nervous, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Like I was like, I know I needed to fill the space. And I was like, they're gonna dub it out and mute me anyway. So
where's my milk, a carton of milk?
I was freaking out. I was like, blah, 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 blah. And like, the more I did it, now I'm super comfortable. I'm like, what's the line? Now, like, I caught myself. We was in Australia, and I had a couple lines and stuff. I was like, what's my line? Boom, banging out lines, doing the acting beats. I was like, this is like my school.
Yeah.
This is me learning. This is where I have time to do it because I don't have much off time to do it.
Yeah, but this is crazy because I would assume right on the bat that that's something what you would really enjoy, and I would assume that you would also be pushing towards the actress slash like the action actress route. Is that something you?
I feel like I wanted to I would love to explore that more and figuring out my avenues, figuring out what I need to do that. Because like you just said, like I feel like growing up, I always used my body as my tool. So you know what I'm saying? You're dancing, you don't need lines. I just never used my voice.
That's crazy. Because I would never say that about you. I think you come across very confident. You, as English say this word, I don't really like it. Cheeky, but like funny, like you have a sense of humor. Like I would say like, yeah, she should do acting. And like there's so little of female actresses who can fucking move like you can move. So put your work into acting and just do that kind of stuff. Because for me now, for example, I did just recently get released. I showed you with Scott Adkins. I did the acting and fighting, and this is like my 5th or 6th film where I'm do the lines and stuff. But for me, it was a bit different. I got the lines because I speak Russian, and they always need a baddie who speaks Russian or a Russian accent. But now I think my next step should be action actor, where it's just such a different fulfillment of it does sound a little bit selfish because you're like, oh yeah, well all the cameras on me, that's why I feel great, but it's also like
it's not about you.
Yeah, it's not about you.
Shout outs to your boy, what's his name?
Jack Parr. Yeah, he was sitting in that seat. Yeah, can you still feel it? And it's not about you, and but it does feel great.
I get you.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
just like
no, it does.
And for me, I think I really struggle with the idea that how people do all the time doubling work, and most of the time it's babysitting and so all that stuff. I don't say that it's not fulfilling, and I see your report with the actress you working right now. It's great, but what about you? What about you?
No, and it's true, and I always think too, like, when I probably had one situation.
How did you didn't get cast for Black Panther?
I don't. My features aren't strong enough.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I want to believe.
Did you like try to get into it, or?
Yeah, I submitted myself a couple times. I
Really?
got asked to do reshoots. I was like, but I'm not gonna shave my head for a 2-week reshoot. Like, it's just not. It's not it. It's not happening.
It's so funny.
And I'll look like Uncle Fester. Put up a picture of Uncle Fester
And if you would try to put on the bald cap,
and put a ball cap
put,
on me.
to put all that under
It
the
was
bald
like,
cap.
absolutely not, girl. Just like, shave your head. No, but I just don't think my features are strong enough. I would just look like a confused little
I don't know. You come to you have that confidence. You like a goddess to me.
bald too.
Not sure about that one. But you have the, you know what they say, you have charisma, you have all those things. So I like, and I usually don't give compliments to people, to be fair, but like, you honestly, if you ever have doubts in that you could pursue that, you should stop doing it. Stop having those doubts and start pursuing this.
I'll just call you every time.
Yeah, baby. To give you like a little pep talk.
Hype
It's
me
like,
up, boo boo.
yeah, Anish, you can do it, honey. But no, that's seriously like, when, you know, I'll definitely think you should push that way. Acting,
you.
fighting, and that's beautiful that you can bring, and then so many productions going to be happy with that. Oh, we don't need double for this actress. Like, she knows her shit, and
Right.
like, she's cool with that. That's how I felt when I did that with Scott Adkins, because like, and also like, we had limited time to learn the choreos and all that. And the actor was like, fuck, finally someone who can fight and do all the shit. So you have a lot of benefits, and also you have connections now, like through these 10 years and stuff. So you should do that. Go, girl.
Get it, girl. I need to. Maybe that's my
Yeah.
zone of genius.
Zone of genius. Not to notice what is your zone of genius.
No,
Be oblivious to your zone of genius. That's my zone of genius.
not knowing.
Exactly. But I don't want to toot my own horn, but I had in the past quite many people in my life who I noticed what they could be good at, and I just gave a little push, and they made it so well. One of my favorite examples is that this girl I used to date when I lived in Saskatoon, in Canada. So she basically, every time we would go for a date or whatever, she would like, I failed this test again and all that. And I was like, you come across quite like you know, when you know like someone is wise and they coherent, and like, I was like, what is the problem there? And she's like, yeah, but I don't really like these subjects. I was like, why do you study? She was studying engineering. I was like, why do you study this? Oh yeah, because it's good money. We're gonna be traveling and all that. It's like, dude, so what do you actually want to do? And then she's like, oh, I enjoy teaching Spanish language. I enjoy teaching instruments. So she played different musical instruments. Why do you don't do that? Yeah, but there's no money. It's like, listen, if you do what you really like to do, the money is going to be there.
It's gonna be.
And
there.
the craziest thing, 3 days later, she had a long conversation with her parents, because parents were paying for a university, right? And she changed her major, and she pursued being a teacher and all that. And now years later,
She's a struggling artist.
and years,
to Renars.
yeah, and
No, I'm
years
just kidding.
later, we're talking, and she's like, because of you, because of that conversation. And to me, it
beautiful.
looked just so simple, black or white.
Right.
Because I was struggling with that also, you know, studying or business for how many years, and then like not really enjoying what I'm doing. Like, I really, you know, want, if I can, to help people to see those things, you know? And like right now, I'm looking at you, because also, I'm looking also from perspective where I do meet actresses who are like, oh my God, I'm such an actress. And then they want to be part of action, whatever. They can't move for shit. They're like, you know, coordinationally challenged and stuff, and they're gonna be the next action star.
Right.
How the fuck does that work? And then
Yeah.
someone like you who has all these things, but like maybe you have a little doubt of like, oh, can I actually be as an actress? Can I do this and this and this? And yeah, so I'm just happy that I can kind of give that little push, and hopefully that works.
Y'all heard it here first.
Y'all.
When I book my first movie,
Exactly.
we're gonna replay this podcast.
Exactly. And again, your foot is already so deep in the freaking industry. It's not like you need to put like just to barely open the door.
Right.
You're already there. You just need to, you know, the one thing what is definitely going to might be a kind of a struggle. A lot of directors are you a stunt performer or you're an actress?
Yeah.
You know, but I think there are directors who are like, I don't give a fuck. Can you do the part? Let's do it.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what you're saying, that's why too I keep saying recently, because it has been happening a little more recently. like directors would be like, have you ever thought of, and I'm like, oh my God, the director's saying that to me. And you're like, you're like, okay. And then somebody else kind of said it. And then I'm like, wow, like people, I use this example. People sound like my mom. Your parents are your number one fans, supporters. And my mom's always like, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing. I'm like, yes, thank you. But you hear from your parents. It's like, okay, but I'm going to, but then it's like, you need somebody that sounds like your parents that's in the industry that just wants to like help or that sees it in you. And also I could do more of the work. Like, let's not act like I can't do better.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But hearing it for me has been a little more reassuring, kind of like, maybe I can do this. Figuring out my steps, doing all that stuff. So
exactly. And this for me, one of the biggest struggles with acting is that it's not who you are. You play someone else, then you need to do those lines over and over and over. You kind of losing the authenticity and whatever. That's why I stick to the stand-up and podcasting, because it's like more, this is real me, right? But in the same time, I think about certain movies which changed my life, influenced my life, like Pursuit of Happiness, or films like A Good Will Hunter, or Shawshank Redemption, and they did need to repeat those lines over and over, and maybe they don't believe in those things, but the message they deliver to you. So it's like if you think that you want to go that direction, not just because I might be good at it, but do you want to fight for those moments that get influence and help other people to make their realizations? Right. You know what I mean? What was the film that there were these rock ladies? They were like a science project. They were getting the rocket to the moon in States.
Not fiction. Not
Fences something? Was it?
Oh
no.
my God.
No, it wasn't Fences.
Yeah, because Taraji Henson, my girl Janelle Monáe, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, all the super
shorter,
cool black ladies were there. It was amazing.
I can't remember her name.
But we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's fighting for the rights for the women to have the toilets, and fighting for the recognizing that women can also be smart, and it's also in that case not only women but Afro-American women and all that. It was beautiful, and then if you can be part of that kind of shit,
yeah,
that's amazing. And then I would go fuck it, I would do that line 150 times just
because it means something.
Exactly. And that's, for me, that also, that's the strikes a point where because in the end, what's the purpose, and are you going to make any change? And at least at the end, when you're 75, 90, old fart, and you can look back, I did one thing right, that kind of stuff. Muito importante. Serious shit. Oh my God. So, ice skating. Should we go ice skating one day?
Yeah, you want me to school you?
Yeah, I got rollerblades. I got the figure skating skates with the rollerblades. Specially designed, cost a lot of money. Instead of 4 rollers, four wheels, it's 3 wheels. It's basically, you can pretty much do everything.
Like a speed? Not like...
No. So, okay, the easiest to explain to you. So you have figure skater skates, right? On ice. So that... and just made with wheels. So they the ice. Yeah, no, it's not for the ice. Obviously, it's for the concrete or whatever.
Oh, rollerblades.
Yeah, rollerblades.
Oh, but you got the fat ones, the 3-wheel.
Yeah, it's a 3-wheel.
But they're fat, right?
I won't say they're fat. It's just
they're like regular wheels.
It's just the normal wheels, but the way they position that you actually can do twisting and twirling and all that kind of shit.
You're about to be Cinderella.
No, I just want to get these.
Have you been picking people up yet?
Not yet. I barely can pick up myself. That's the toughest thing ever.
Picking people up?
Yeah. I'm actually editing right now. There's a person sitting there a couple of weeks ago was my ice skating coach, figure skating coach. And we were discussing this, how, ice skating, when people say, it's not too crazy when you solo. When you do a duo, when you lifting that girl and throwing her and doing all these crazy shit. Again, when you watch on TV, not a big deal. But now I go to the place where they train next to me. Fuck me. One wrong thing,
it's a wrap.
They smash it. I even saw one girl destroyed her arm there and stuff.
Ugh.
She was back in a couple of weeks, but it's crazy. So yeah, figure skating. Go figure skating.
Boo.
But wait, that we haven't used this one yet.
Hey, that's what you should have used. Dad jokes.
Okay, we smashed almost like hour and a half. Is there anything you want to chat about before we wrap this up?
I just wanted to say also congratulations on this podcast. Stuff like this isn't easy. You got 3 cameras. You got an editor. You got your little sound effects. No, but I think that's why I can mesh with you, because it's like the ambition for things, like the little more than, we're not just doing what we're doing just to sit in this position. We're doing what we're doing to like go further and just do more. So
just have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think the most important, if from very beginning, if in our kindergartens, in our schools, our teachers would be saying, whatever you do, just have fun with it. And that's when we lose the idea of it. And I see so many people destroy their lives, their inhibitions, just because I just need to pay my bills. And every time I hear that, it hurts my ears, honestly. And then I heard this expression in the UK much more than I heard in Canada. Canadians were more about like, oh yeah, pursue what you want to do. Here's like, oh, just, I need to pay my bills. That's how they talk here. Can you do a British accent? Come on.
well, my British accent is all right. It's a little beat up. The weather, the weather, mate.
The weather, mate.
Wait, is it mate?
Yeah.
That's Australia. They say mate out here.
Yeah, they say mate all the time.
You know what? Hey, bruv.
Oh no, that's the best one. In it,
bruv.
isn't it?
In it. It's better than us.
What's your favorite thing about UK, by the way? Except the weather.
I like once I figured out where to go out, I like experiences. So I don't like to just go to a club just to go to like a random club just to be like, oops, oops, oops. Like, I think that's boring. But I tend to find cool, like, things to do, places to go, like just interactive things. And I feel like London has a lot of secret ones.
Oh yeah.
Like, but if you find it, like, it's the coolest thing.
And so many surprises. Like, I lived for how many years now in UK? But sometimes like people come like, oh, let's meet up there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things to do.
The variety. What about the British, and also obviously UK represents European like sense of humor? How are you dealing with that?
First of all, it was just understanding everybody. Like, understanding, because everybody's dialect is so different. Like, everybody is from here, but everybody's from all these different places. So it was funny because a couple of the guys that I knew from last year, I started like hanging out with them, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, what? And I don't even want to say what anymore. I'm just like, and they're like, damn, you were away from us that long. You don't understand what I'm saying anymore. I'm like, clearly not. I can't catch it. I'm always saying what, huh. Like, it's hard to catch the dialect. But once I caught on to it, I feel cool now. Now I'm like, oh, I understand what he's saying. This broken English. Ass.
That's the thing. Broken English is one, but dialects also from all the UK.
But then everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about, girl. I'm like, oh, don't make fun of me.
Because when I moved to UK right after I lived in Canada for a while, so I thought, oh, my English is great now. Moved here, couldn't understand shit. And then we would do touring around, and I remember I would wake up in our tour bus, have no idea where the fuck I am, just wake up, go to get some food, and I go to the store, and I was like all grumpy and shit. That was my low that day. And I got all this stuff, and the cashier, she gets stuff in a bag, and she says something, and I'm like, excuse me, can you speak English?
You would.
It was so bad. You should see her facial expression. That was in Manchester, so I could not understand what people were saying there.
And then I went to Liverpool. Oh my God.
Liverpoolians? Whoop, whoop.
I can't even imitate it.
Yeah. Chicken. Where's the chicken?
It was like squeaky and fast. Like, it was so weird. We was on a train, and one of the guys was like, watch this. Is this your bike, sir? He was like, like, I was just like, no,
What's this?
What is happening right now? And it was all English. Like, it was just, the dialect was crazy.
That is pretty interesting. And then you meet people from India who's certain areas. I don't know. Is it everywhere? But like, it's considered to be English first language. And then they open their mouth and like, what the fuck was that?
It's like, that's
The
different.
New Zealand, Australians. I got used to Australians already. Which one do you would say the sexiest English accent?
I mean, it depends because, like I said, the dialects are crazy sometimes. So I'm not sure.
For a long time, I thought Americans. But then I was like, all this nasal stuff, like, oh my God, like, look at this.
I'm definitely nasally.
Wow, you're not that bad.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
you're not that bad. And I think
trying
that
to
because you've
Speak
been
with my chest.
because you've been around as well, that's the thing, like, what are we picking up? Because, like, my English is all over the fucking place. It's like, I talk to someone who's like, oh, yeah, I can detect Eastern European. Oh, you sound so Canadian. Shit.
I get that from at home mainly. Like, I'm from the East Coast. So I went to LA, moved to LA. They're like, oh, you're so East Coast. Then I go back home. They're like, oh, you're so LA now. Like, because my accent, I'm picking up words, I'm picking up slang, and I'm traveling. And then I go down south for a little bit. Then I come up here, and then I go back home. I'm like, in it.
What about literally? Is that getting into you or not? Or is it still literally?
Literally. I think if I'm just being dramatic.
But I think it's in between now. It's like instead of literally and literally, it's literally.
Literally.
Like something like literally.
Literally.
I was literally walking down the street. Oh my God. Great stuff. Well, I think, listen, oh yeah, the last thing that I always ask my guests is like a bomb. I call it a bomb of wisdom. So what is your bomb of wisdom to a younger Anisha? That could be one option. Another option, a younger person who would like to pursue what you are doing against stunts, I guess. Yeah.
I think younger Neesh, baby Neesh, I feel like I would really instill more in her, just less fear. Like less silent fear. Because I feel like I was always like very outgoing, very out there to try things and do things. But I do feel like I had like this slight secret fear of succeeding. And it's funny because the big leap, I just like the upper limit, the ceiling of only thinking you should be so good for a certain amount of time. Like that, I feel like as a kid, things like that, like an example from that, like my mom always taught us to be very humble to the point where it's like, don't show what you have. Like, it's not about that. It's
not about you.
It's not about you, honey. So I feel like that, like my mom would like treat all of our siblings the same. Like everybody gets the same treatment, kind of, and they mention it in the book a little bit, like not outshining your siblings. So my mom was very much like, I love you all the same. You guys are just all different. And we would not do, I mean, obviously, like if I'm good in a sport or something, my mom's not gonna make me dim my light for my brother or my sister or anything like that. But my mom like really, really instilled, be humble, just don't be cocky, pretty much. So I feel like I was kind of taking that and just used it in a different way. I'm trying to explain it, but I don't know. It was just, I felt like I was always like, I just kept that in mind. And now I know like I know she doesn't mean like lower myself.
Yeah.
She doesn't mean like hide. She just meant it for that. But I feel like maybe sometimes I've could have taken it to like not do or say things.
That's interesting one to find that balance as well. Like, cause I how we cannot stand those people who go do their talk to talk, walk to walk. They go like, oh, I'm this and that, I'm that and that. And actually when it comes to the day of doing stuff, they're like, you're fucking mediocre. But very often that kind of shit helps. In UK, I meet so many people also in our industry. It's like, oh, I'm this and that and this and that. And they get hired for the job. and then they're not doing the job properly, but then somehow they still wiggle themselves in. And they're like, there's so many guys I know who are better than this fucker, and they are not there. Why? Because this guy knows how to do the yuppie stuff. But at the same time, I feel like being humble and still being very good at what you are, the right people gonna recognize that.
Absolutely. I agree 1,000%. Like, they'll find you. You won't have to find anyone.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be sorted out. You'll be like, they'll
and
come look for that.
Authenticity and just being like, be true to yourself and do your stuff. I think the hardest, from what you're saying also, like what I struggle with myself, it would be just like, that you, and it's like, I really like doing this, but am I good enough for this though? Well, is it enough just to be really liking what I'm doing? And then more and more I understand in my life that it is enough. It is enough just to like what you're doing, even if you're not great. But you know what? Because you're going to continue doing it and you're going to practice and you're going to sharpen that saw. This is like a part where I'm taking from this I love book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there's this one discussion about how you need to sharpen the saw. And it's like you read every day a little bit, you train every day a little bit, but you continue getting better and better. So with this podcast as well, like I would have so many doubts, and again, going back about like excuses and stuff. Oh, but I don't have a right camera. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, well, fuck you. Start doing it. Just start doing the shittiest camera, the phone, whatever that is. Just keep going. You know, and now look how many years later. I'm very judgy about things, but I can say, yeah, I'm much better than I was before.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you can use that methodology, like let's say, take your example. If you think that you like acting, that you would like to play some character, could inspire in the future some little girls, little boys, to be a strong, powerful, independent people, and you enjoy doing that, then you fucking have to do it. You just have to. It's almost like it's your duty. Yeah,
it's like something inside of us. Like as creators, I need to create what nobody can see right now. Because like you just said, I know it's my duty to do that. And whoever wants to see it will see it. Yeah. And it'll be for them. It'll be for the people that watch. And
interesting how some people have that very strong vision and understanding that this is who they need to be, and some people don't.
Yeah, you definitely find a way. If you know you want to be somewhere, you will find a way to get there. And I personally feel like I found my way here, my way. I did it exactly how I wanted to do it. I wasn't worried about what other people thought about me. There's certain people in the industry where I was like, I want to be like that person. I want to be that person that can walk into a room and everybody's cool with them. Nobody has not, like, I feel like I was that kid, like at lunch. I feel like I could sit at like any table. Because I'm just cool with a couple people here, cool with a couple people there. Like I can live, I can survive. When sometimes in school, all your friends aren't in school or something's going down, you're like, oh, where am I going to sit? What am I going to do? Because you're so like sucked into this one group. Like I always felt like just being that people person, like saying hello to everybody. Like I talked about this before, knowing everybody's name on set. Because eventually you're going to need stuff. I'm going to need help. You're going to need help. And if I'm like, when I ask for that day for help, you're going to be like, you didn't know my name. It's subconsciously, but like, I just feel like it's just nicer to like say hello to people, smile at people. I really had to start learning. It's actually a really weird, bad habit that I had. People would ask me so many questions. And I just feel like, cause like I live an interesting life. So I would get like, so what do you do? So what's your routine? So this, so that. Oh, what'd you do last week? And what was the movie? Oh, okay, cool. And then the conversation would be over. And then I would walk away and I'm like, I didn't ask them anything about themselves. And I was like, am I just a bitch? Or like, am I just not interested? But then I was like, I wanted to instill that in myself more and start asking little things and start figuring people out a little bit. So then also when it comes to the name, that they like just asking about their day. You find so much out.
But the craziest thing, and it's funny that you mentioned this, like this is the first job I do as I'm in a core, right? And I do deal with a lot of different departments because like I'm the props master.
Yeah, you are.
So, and then I would talk to all these different people during being on the set and stuff. And as an example, not going to mention the name. So one of the guys, I thought, he's this and this. I'm not going to also mention what he's doing. Like this and this, like probably nothing, whatever. Like, but you know, just going to be nice and talk to him. Half an hour later, I found out shit about him. He's doing crazy stuff before he got this massive injury and this happened. And I was just sitting, my jaw was down. I was like, this guy who I assumed because he's not a stunt performer, he's not in this and this and this. So I assumed that he has like nothing really interesting. I want to get him on a podcast, to be fair.
Nice.
Yeah, he has this incredible story. And this is also like one of my ideas about this podcast is not about like, oh yeah, have you achieved like how many followers, you know? I want to have a homeless person just sitting here and telling some crazy shit stories about like this happened, that happened. That's what it's important. And that's what I want to bring out there, right? So, and when you come on a set, and you know, we have a set deck department, we have a costume, we have a makeup, and I know the names, I know their stories, and then we like looked at each other and we saw this, we get this reference of like, all of a sudden you feel totally different. You're not like surrounded by strangers. You feel like a part of the whole thing. So I think it's very important, like for people, whether they're from our industry or whatever they are, like don't just because they're maybe a different department and they're not that cool.
Because that's when they're probably the coolest people and you didn't even know.
Exactly. Listen, on this, we're going to finish this podcast. At the end, we have a little kind of a, what do I call it? Oh, a little dance. Oh. Come on, you got it? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Garnish.
Blah, blah, blah.